Okay, let's get started.
Okay, 1 second. I scrolled back too far.
Crisis Conclave. That's what I have at the top of my notes. Crisis Conclave.
It's a good name of last session, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Because last time we had traveled to Candlekeep. We left Baldur's Gate and traveled to Candlekeep kind of as our next step, not really knowing what to do. And we met with Fiss's person, his contact here at Candlekeep that had sent him to investigate the family in Baldur's Gate. We coming to see her, Silvera, right? And yeah, but we literally started last session. I feel like that's might still be 2 sections. I'm so sorry. My notes are in a weird place. Okay, that's better. We started actually. We had just talked to Silvera, and she had given us the catalog of items to sell. So there was actually quite a bit of last session of deciding what we're going to buy and how we're going to divide up gold and doing all of that. And so just as a kind of a recap of the cool things we got, Pavel got 3 spell supplies, and he also got the Nebula Staff. I bought him an egg and an expeditious tome. Library.
Thank you.
Pavel, yeah, Pavel got so much cool shit, and it's gonna benefit us all because he's a wizard. It's awesome. The library also gave Pavel a cloak of Denier, which was very cool, but I don't think he was too excited about wearing a deity on him. Let's see. Spinch got the Candle of Tomorrow, which was really cool. Vin got the Rod of Extinguishing, and I got the Boots of Other Paths, which was very cool. So we have some really cool stuff on us. Let's see. Spinch goes to talk to the Keeper of the Emerald Gate, who... Sorry. Gotcha. Oh, Elminster visited us. Which is very exciting. So we all were chilling in our really cool room for the night, which Finn bought, which he got to make into a mansion. And Elminster came and knocked on our door, and Tamila answered it. Elminster Stinkbeard the Crafty, the one who walks Old Sage, the wise, the old mage, the sage of Adodale, Doombringer of Mysteria, Old Wheelbeard, Elminster the wise, the Weave Master. She said to Pavel, "She sent thee. Surely you must know who I speak." So Spinch and Vin and Tamila all go to spy on Pavel and his guests. They went into the tavern to talk, and we were very stealthy. It was a proud moment. But some really cool things he said, that he came on behalf of Mysteria, who Pavel spurred in the City of Dead. And Elminster gives Pavel a coin with a light blue star. And basically, it's very truncated because I couldn't get the whole speech. It was really awesome. But basically, a voice said, "I am Mysteria, magic incarnate. When a will works magic, I am there. This world is my domain. Until you show me respect, you shall know my power." And Elminster said to have Mysteria's eye can be a boon or a curse, and that you have a strong will, Pavel. But Pavel is cursed, I believe, where in order to cast magic, I think he has to thank Mysteria out loud.
I have a -1 to every level of spells, like my maximum number of spell slots for every level, and I have to, in order to remove that, I have to thank Mysteria every time I cast a spell.
I did not.
So if you miss once, that ruins everything.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I'm not making progress if I don't do it.
It's just started, so we haven't experimented yet.
She seems like she'd be keeping track too, probably. But yeah, there's a really friendly big ogre in the tavern, who Spinch made a good friend with. The ogre had a belt of intellect. Spinch tried to cook for him, but accidentally made him sick. It was very sad. But he was a big stack of books. Pavel went and borrowed a book on Mysteria, asking for more info. Didn't go to bed. Shadow decided to hang out with Pavel outside and was playing with Piggy. Let's see. I got a book on how to kill fiends and learned that devils love to talk, but demons are chaotic. Devils, when they die, are reborn as lemurs. From there, they can regain power and move back up to their ranks, but to destroy them permanently, you must find their soul contract. Falling out of favor might be more effective than just killing it, as like the lemurs only like grow power by being like sponsored by other devils and stuff like that. But in hell, everyone is beholden to some other person. Then made a new quarterstaff. It was a +1 quarterstaff that gives the features of the alert feat, which is very cool. Spinch goes to talk to Vin. Vin has 2 items for Tamilla. The larger is a little picture of me with my bow, and it can go on Shadow's saddle, her harness. And the second one is of Shadow that I can wear on me. It's like a little matchy name tag, so everyone knows we're together. It's very cool. Pavel took exhaustion for staying up all night. Pavel asked to see the circle of teleportation that's inside Candlekeep. That way, if we ever need to come back here when he has enough magic to do it, he'll be able to do it. And they just tell him if you ever use it, you'll have to report your presence. But then we went to the meeting. Very fun. So Sevilla asked us to take a seat around a table and asked Bench to put the shield on the table. I just wrote down Zariel has a flying fortress. Don't know the context of that, but apparently we found that out. So Sylvia pulled out a gold shield with rubies and says that this shield is currently slumbering, but if awakened, the shield would be able to talk, much in the way that Farfax could talk. We talked a lot about whether or not to let Farfax go, but Spinch decided to let the shield go. And Farfax / Garnoth tried to mind control Spinch, but Sylvia cast Remove Curse, which freed Spinch. And she took the shield and she placed it in a pocket dimension. Then the meeting of the Crisis Conclave started. There was, I'm going to get all their names wrong, but I think there was Rafig, the keeper of the Emerald Door, the aged white-haired man with the emerald green cowl, and he was friendly. There was Jinfrig, the great reader of necromancy, a female human who was very young. There was Hexagorgican, the great reader of evocation, who was an otter. He was not always an otter, but he got turned into an otter from a permanent polymorph. Explodimus, who was the weaponsmith of Candlekeep, enthusiastic male gnome. Let's see. There was Sarah Sariel, the gate warden of Candlekeep, a woman dressed in a purple cowl, and she seemed skeptical. There was Mibby, the great reader of divination, scatterbrained elderly female dwarf. There was Melantosis, the first reader of Candlekeep, a cool-headed man, male human, who was wearing red and spoke little but listened intently. I wrote down the city of El Toril waits in Avernus as we speak, which good to know that was confirmed. Don't know if we knew that for sure, but I think that was the assumption. They asked us lots of questions. The monks are chanting the prophecy of Alondo. Alondo has spoken, and them at the table, they believe that we have more chance to succeed than any others. The bearers of the high hidden Lord will descend into hell and free the chained city from the grasp of the Lady of the Broken Light. Cool. We got more shit. Dimensional shackles for Spinch, a floating boat for Vin, a necklace of adaptation for Pavel, 5 healing potions for everyone, the decoding potion for the infernal puzzle box for Tamilla, just 1, and the slumbering shield for Spinch. I wrote down, you must take out the companion. It's the best way to convince Zariel to nullify the contract. I feel like there was a lot of context missing from that line, but I wrote it down. The original gate to hell that the Hell Riders used a century ago is how they're recommending that we get to hell. They say the original gate could not be closed, so instead it was disguised, and only one person knows where it is, and that was Miriam. Miriam is a spectral dragon that had been captured and imprisoned beneath Candlekeep. But then the infernal puzzle box that had been opened earlier, and I guess I didn't fully put that in my notes, but the infernal puzzle box began to shake and grow, and 10 Horden devils emerged from the box. Silvera said, "Go to my library and find a book, Elminster's Candlekeep Companion." So we do. We go running that way. The devil is making its way up the staircase. I wrote down Pavel poisons. I don't know what that means. And then I also wrote down the horned devil doesn't hurt that much compared to teleportation, which I think is backwards. I think I meant to write teleportation is going to hurt less than the horned devil. But either way, we found our ways into the caverns below Candlekeep with a silvery light ahead of us, and having escaped the devils. But yeah, there's apparently a giant library, a hoard of this dragon beneath the city. Miriam says it's been such a long time since I had anyone to talk to, and Spinch, of course, asked to hear her story, and information about the gateway that was originally used by the Hell Riders. I wrote down there once was a bearded devil who accidentally impaled himself on a stalagmite. Didn't write anything else about that. I also wrote there was a little hamlet called Olaghoff's Beard, I think. Miriam said she was hunting near Candlekeep and accidentally fried a group of scholars and destroyed some rare texts. So the dragon was sentenced to 20 years under Candlekeep to protect it. Like she was tasked with guarding Candlekeep. But the person who imprisoned her died before the sentence was up, and then she ended up spending hundreds of years just trapped here. She says, "One day I would like to regain my body and fly above the skies again, and if you can free me, I'll tell you where my dragon hoard is." The name of the person that imprisoned her was High Reader Torith. That was hundreds of years ago. She says that she will teleport us to a grove of trees, but that is an illusion, and to reveal the gate, the Duskwoods tree must be destroyed. Duskwoods are trees with tall trunks and flat tops of foliage. They have a black bark that is smoky gray and resistant to fire. I wrote the black staff is made of duskwood, which I don't think is important in this campaign. I know it's a thing in Waterdeep, but I don't know if it's important here.
You never know.
Never know. And then she waves her clawed finger, and we appear in a grove of trees, and that's where we ended the session.
I want to clarify. I'm not sure if she answered the question, but I feel like Spinch asked something like, do we have to destroy the tree even though it's an illusion or something? And then she hinted that there might be something protecting it. So I think we're all aware, right, that there might be something here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. And she did say you have to destroy it, which Vim is sad about.
I just want to make sure, is it the 23rd day of Uktar? Is the calendar still up to date?
Let's double check that. I don't know that it included your last night sleeping, so we'll add the one day to that, because you slept one day at the Candlekeep.
Well, Pavel didn't notice that day go by, so.
So I will.
Always.
Yes.
We're gonna get to the Feast of the Moon soon.
Mm-hmm.
Where exactly are we now that we've appeared?
Yeah, you see a nice fall forest. The leaves are falling. It seems peaceful. Doesn't seem like anything you saw around Candlekeep.
It's a correct season, just like not the correct like type of woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or
these
not
are more
the
like
right
birch
season.
trees, which aren't in that area that you, during your travels, you didn't see any there. You can make a survival check to see where you remember like a birch forest.
I'd like to do that as well. Spinch has traveled a bit.
Yes, anyone can join in. Nice.
Can I do a nature check on at the same time, kind of not necessarily where I've seen one, but
Ooh.
perhaps where in the world I understand these to grow. Oh, I have disadvantage still. Okay, so 13.
All right, great. Yeah, so Pavel, you know that it's pretty, there's a bunch of birch forests around the world, particularly during, uh, particularly in like the center, like not as close to the coast, but in the center of the continent mostly. Um, and Tamila and Spinch, over a 20 on your rolls, you know that this is actually close to the Eltergard Woods where you guys
Oh.
started the campaign. There is a section of that woods that is purely birch, and you recognize just some of the like horizon looks familiar to Eltergard.
I think I have been here before.
Were you did say you went to Elturel once, didn't you, Svench? You weren't here with us, but you did go once?
Yes, I lived there for a little bit. And I think I was in these woods when it disappeared.
Can I like look across the horizon? Can I like try to see where the city should be and it's not there, or is that not at my sight?
Yeah, you would be able to. Normally, you would everywhere in Eltergard, you would see the companion. There's a silver light of the like the star above Elturel. You definitely do not see that. And Elturel is normally up like on top of a cliff, so you could see some of the peaks of Elturel normally, but it's not there currently.
Should we check?
This is cool magic. I like that dragon. Whatever she did was very cool. Pavel, can you do this? Walking is long sometimes.
No, I don't know how to do this, but while we're here, should we check on the city, or where the city used to be, and what's going on?
DM, how many days worth of walking do I think the city is from us?
Okay. My internet's a little slow today, apparently. Okay, so let's go. You are not there anymore. Let me move that. Where you So you think you are over here. So you've made this trek before. So it's about a day, less than a day, like 12-hour journey.
That's long.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to find there, Pavel?
Oh, Rolf. That's where he's
Rolf.
supposed to be, as far as I know.
Who is Rolf?
Rolf is an old friend that is no longer a friend.
Oh, that's very sad. I am
Yeah.
sorry you lost a friend. Is his grave there?
No, we passed him on our way back to Baldur's Gate. He was heading this way, and
Oh, alive.
right, alive. And
But not your friend?
yeah, I made a mistake, and it really hurt him. And he
Did you say sorry?
yes, but sometimes sorry isn't enough.
When is it not enough?
I got his fiance killed, Spinch. Can we? I mean, we don't need to talk through all of this. Just, I want to
Spinch just
do something.
goes to you and like hugs you in a big bear hug and just kind of taps your head. I am sorry for asking. They're there. He wants to comfort you, but is like a little shocked.
Yeah.
So he's not fully being great. but he tries to give you a hug. Looks to Tamela.
I let
With what the fuck
let
face.
Finch help hug me, as I think it's the path of least resistance to get past this conversation.
You also remember Volo is probably there.
That's right.
I mean, it's not like we're short on supplies, but do you think there's anything that we could benefit from going to Elturel? I mean, it would be a significant delay.
I think there are devils chasing us, and maybe we shouldn't go to over there where
That's a good point.
they might chase us. And then maybe something bad happens to Rolf, and then they can't be friends anymore. I think you guys will be friends again.
It's okay. It's probably best to not bother him.
Also, I don't think Vin looks very good from that teleport. He hasn't said much. I think maybe we should stay around here.
Then is just like inspecting the birch of the trees to see if would make for a good stick.
Never mind, he looks fine. He is just very interested in the woods.
We should find the Duskwood, I think.
Maybe you can find Elturel, Pavel, and then you can present it as a makeup gift to your friend. Then you can be friends again. A bad thing is trumped by a good thing, so just do something very good.
Are you talking, Pavel?
Swap.
Yeah, Pavel is just like sort of letting Spinch's advice kind of like wash over him. He was like, it's okay. It's okay. We can just go to hell. We can just go to hell.
Yeah, let's start walking. Walking's good for the soul. You start walking.
All right, I'll need a survival check to navigate the forest, and a perception check to look out for any dangers.
Finch is not doing it because he's trying to talk to Tamila about what the hell just happened.
Tamila's gonna try to be like survivally and lead us, but she's not very perceptive. I think Vin usually lead?
Yeah.
Vin should, Vin should.
Vin and Tamila are trying to team this and go together. But,
Alright, so we'll put Vin. Do you still have Vin's sheet?
do you want me to pull Vin's sheet? I can definitely. Okay.
While rolls are being made, as we get into the forest, is it I mean it's kind of like midday, I think, or
it's early,
even earlier
yeah.
than that.
It's probably like 10 a.m. Yeah.
How dark is it in the wood?
It's still bright enough. There is some dim light because of the canopy, but the falling leaves have left plenty of light to filter through.
Did you say it's early in the day?
Yeah, it's like 10 a.m. Because you had your meeting early, like first thing in the morning. So I guess it'd probably even be earlier than that. It's like 9 a.m.
I didn't change the rolling as, but that is from Vin's sheet at 7. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it takes you. Is there anything you'd like to do on your travel?
I actually want to grab Spinch because Spinch, I need your expertise on something.
Oh yes, I can cook something very, very yummy for you.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's.
Oh, what else am I good at?
You're.
Oh,
that's so cute.
You're you have a personal relationship with Ilmet, right?
Yes, I think so.
How?
He doesn't talk to me very much, though. I talk to him lots.
How do you talk to him? Like, how does that work?
Just like I am talking to you. Sometimes I talk out loud, and sometimes I talk in my brain.
Okay. And like, how did you start?
Oh, when I met Dara, she told me that if I kept doing what I was doing and being good and focusing and talking more, then I would have a stronger connection and maybe I could do stuff to help people because I like helping people.
So, do things that Ilmater likes and talk to him.
I think so. She also said, I actually don't remember.
Could you remember?
Are you going to help me remember?
Um,
Do you have something magic?
I might be able to help you remember. Is there really something?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I mean, this is up to you. I can detect thoughts. I think you might know that, and I can
What am I
kind of
thinking right now?
probe. Well, I'm not doing it right now, but I
Oh.
can probe also into someone's mind. So maybe it's kind of a I don't know. It's kind of an intrusion, but I don't
If
know.
you
It
let me know first.
might help. Well, I'm asking you. Would you like me to try to do this? Would you like me to try to probe
Does
into your
it
mind and
hurt?
help you? I don't think it hurts.
Okay.
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 All right. I sort of like I take my staff that I'm holding with Nebula just on the end of it, and I doing this now.
Okay.
I take it and I hold it up and I tap it onto Spinch's forehead, and I cast Detect Thoughts. And so now I can. Well, I have your surface thoughts because I'm focusing on you.
Spinch right now is thinking, can he read my mind right now? I wonder. He's doing something really cool, but I don't know what's going on. What should I think of? How do I test it?
Thank you, Mistra.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah.
And yes, it worked. The test worked.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna do it now. Ah!
Do you choose to fail the save?
Yeah, so I'm doing detect thoughts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So DM, I'm gonna whisper something to you in roll 20 chat. This
Okay,
is
great.
this is that section of
Mhm.
when I met Dara.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to extrapolate on that, if you have anything specific
Yeah.
or what. But I'll leave it to you on what she maybe said specifically. Or not. Or she just said exactly what I wrote.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very similar to what you were saying before, that you have to pray to him at least daily and to do things that he believes are good things. So helping others, easing others' suffering, the tenets of Ilmater, right? And because um, Baldur's Gate was your destiny, she felt that was part of your fate. And that's why she recommended that you set off that direction.
Yeah.
And she got that message from Ilmater. So part of it was her power, and part of it is your belief.
Yeah. And just like me telling her,
Mm-hmm.
basically Spinch was an open book to her for some reason, and just like told her about his entire life up till that point. And so I think Dora maybe sensed a bit of goodwill in him, perhaps.
Yeah. So Pavel, you understand that if you want to get in a god's good graces, it helps to go to like a temple or a cleric of that god to kind of get their blessing. But you can just, pray to them and do things that they like, things that are in tune with their tenets, and you will possibly catch their attention.
Did you learn anything, Pavel?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh, that's very good.
Thank you, Spinch.
Can you tell me? Because I don't remember.
Well, I think you're good at a lot of things, for starters. But yeah, and I'll sort of rehash for him
Yeah.
his meeting with Dara and what happened.
Shortly after this happens, as you're walking through the grove, you do all hear telepathically in your mind. Well met, strangers. All who enter this grove with benevolent intentions are most welcome. The fruit here is good for eating, and the spring water is good for drinking. You may stay here and refresh yourselves for as long as you wish. There is but one law in this place. At the center of the grove is a sacred duskwood tree. Please do not approach this tree, as to do so is death.
Of course. Oh, thank you very much. We
Hello?
are... Yes. Spinch doesn't want to lie, so he gets caught in the sentence.
Hello, who is that? Hi? Hello?
Hi.
Thank you.
You may call me Uni.
Yumi.
Hello,
Yumi.
Uni.
Uni. Are you around where we can see you? Hello? Uni?
Oh, I'm just taking a nap in a clearing. If you find me, we can talk.
Oh.
Where is the clearing?
Oh, it's in the center of the woods.
Okay.
Like at the tree? We're not supposed to approach? Are you telling us we can approach you, but not approach the tree?
If you want to talk to me, I can meet you somewhere else. By the river, perhaps?
No, tree's good. We can definitely meet you at the tree. That's fine.
We will go. Yes.
She's gonna detect thoughts on each of you. Are any of you thinking about hurting the tree? Just surface level.
Thanks.
I'm more probably thinking about like whether or not we should be honest with Yumi about our intentions.
Okay.
Yeah. Spinch is surfaced.
On our side and we explain this to her.
Yeah, Spinch is conflicted. Surface level, he's saying, "Oh, she's really nice." Uh-oh.
Pavel is thinking, he's kind of questioning in his own mind, is it against the law to go to the tree to protect you because you'll die if you go to the tree, or is going to the tree illegal and the punishment is execution? He's trying to figure out which way it goes.
Gotcha. She says, there's a strawberry patch near you. I'll meet you there.
Ooh, strawberries. Spinch will try and smell for strawberries. Was she any more specific on where that is?
Nope. But Camilla's survival 15. She's able to find a strawberry patch. Where you all see. Got a handout. A beautiful unicorn.
Oh.
With pearly white fur and golden mane and tail.
So
Uh,
pretty.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Spinch will audibly gasp as soon as he sees the unicorn. What is
Hello.
that? That is
Hello.
a spiky horse. That's pretty.
I
We still need
mean,
to be giving her thoughts. Is this a thing?
she
We need
stopped.
to be
She
explained.
didn't probe deeper or anything. She's not detecting thoughts. She's just she has like a telepathic link with you, each of you. So if you speak to her with that, she will hear it.
Hello, Uni.
Spinch says this out loud.
Really nice to meet you.
Yeah, you can talk out loud as well. Thank you.
We've
I feel
traveled.
some of you have a reason for seeing the Duskwood tree.
Indeed, we've traveled very far to come and find our path. We believe the tree will lead us to our destination.
Well, I fear that if you do appear to harm the tree, I will be forced to attack you. I don't want to. I don't like hurting people.
Can you tell
Spinch
us
just
like
keeps
nice
looking to
people.
Jamila.
Well, I feel like if we can convince you that this is like we're doing the good and right thing, then maybe you'll agree and it'll be cool.
I'm
You
sorry.
at least hear us.
Strong magic compels me.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
That
even
is
belong on this
interesting.
plane. I come from another world.
Are you a guardian?
Yes.
And are you mainly here to stop people from coming in or to stop things from coming out?
Both.
Would you like us to try to free you from this compulsion? It sounds like you're trapped here against your will.
I would like to go home. This place is nice, but home is much more beautiful and peaceful. There's war here. I don't like it.
Yes, it is very sad here.
How can we free you?
No.
Who trapped you?
Pavel, can you do magic things?
Yeah. I can do magic things. I don't
Maybe
know if they will
Pavel
help.
can help. That's so funny.
So you're bound to. Are you bound to the tree itself or to the wood at large? Can you just tell us everything that you tell us everything that you know? We want to get you out of here so that we can not be killed by your compulsion when we have to go through we have to go through it.
Killed by your compulsion. Oh gosh.
Have you heard of a geas spell?
A
Yes.
Yes.
spell? What?
It's a spell
Damn.
that forces me to carry out a service. It's forcing me here, and if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, it hurts me.
Oh no.
I don't like being hurt,
Oh,
but I don't know how to fix it.
Oni is so precious.
Maybe,
Tamila, you also
greater
have magic.
restoration or wish.
Oh damn.
Not quite that much magic.
So it's a spell cast upon you.
Yes.
You dispel it, maybe?
Remove curse.
Let me just try to get an idea of what we're dealing with, and I'm gonna pull out my book and sit down and start going through a ritual. gonna ritually cast detect magic and just take 5 minutes to do that because of the tome. I think I can cast rituals in half the time now. Thank you, Tamila.
While
Uni
Pavel
will say, there's another here. Little hollyphant. She's so cute.
Oh, who?
Oh? Is she also from another world and compelled to be here?
I think she's compelled. I think she's looking for the thing I'm protecting, but I haven't shown her how to find it. I don't want to hurt her.
Can you put her name in chat for me? Did you say hollyphant?
Yes.
And
I'm imagining like this really, really, really cute like
ooh, hollyphant. Cool.
Bulbasaur elephant thing.
Yeah, if you want to make it could be religion or nature or animal handling.
Did Uni say that Hollyphant is searching for the tree, but Uni hasn't told Hollyphant how to get it?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. That is very nice, Spence will say, and he'll check out of the conversation, and so in the meantime, he'll pray to Ilmater and explain the situation like he's just talking to a friend. Like,
yeah.
Hey, we're told this and we're trying to do this, but now we encounter this really nice creature and she's saying that she's stuck, etc. and is basically just being like at the very end, can you help?
Nice. Yeah, make a religion and a persuasion check.
Oof. Okay. Oh, religion's not great.
Sorry, I feel like I'm metagaming this, but it only takes damage if it acts in a way that is contrary to the instruction. So maybe if we can like remove its choice so it can't act, then it won't be hurt. We can come back and help it later.
Like knock it out or something, that could work.
Knock it out or
stun it
or even just like tie it up. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, we can definitely knock out and tie up a unicorn, and that'll go great. Yeah.
Maybe blindfold and deafen so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can't
Honestly,
see or hear.
If she was on board with us tying her up, then maybe like this temporary pain of like not fighting us for all of 2 seconds.
Ben, she
If
don't
it frees
feel
her.
any support in this moment.
For sure.
Yeah. The strawberries
maybe
smell nice.
maybe he's in the bathroom. I'll relay to everyone that I failed to gain communication or help from Ilmater.
You'll see her graze a little bit as she waits for Pavel's spell, which eventually finishes. Your ritual is complete.
Okay. I look at Uni, and I see like I'll just put it up. Is there do I sense the presence of magic?
Yes. Abjuration. Oh wait, no, hang on. Sorry, wrong one. Enchantment. Sorry. 5th level.
Okay. Oh. Okay. And I'm also looking over my identify, and I don't think I can use identify to figure out anything more than that, because the target is an object that I must touch. Do I see whether the magic, is it just a spell that is cast upon Uni, or is it like centralized onto something that she has?
It appears to be all of her, yeah.
Okay. Yep, you are cast. You have a spell on you. I guess you knew that.
Can you fix
This is what I meant by saying I can do magic things, but they might not help. I mean, I do not have that power.
And you
Think.
all should probably leave. I don't want to hurt you.
Well, I mean, we do want to help you, and we do need to get through. Maybe there's another way to unravel it.
Can you tell us exactly what you're commanded to do? Like, for example, if there was no tree to protect, do you think you'd be free from the spell? Like, hypothetically.
I suppose the spell
So-
wouldn't make sense anymore.
So you could like attack us, but we could just like run away from you, and you could like chase us down while other people destroy the tree. And as long as like we won, you wouldn't be hurt by your compulsion, and then you'd be free, and we wouldn't like have to hurt you, and everything would be good.
Is us plotting to destroy the tree, is that hurting you right now? Like, helping us plot to destroy the tree? Because
Yeah, her response is that she wouldn't run away from the tree. She would protect the tree at all costs.
Right.
She's not helping us plot to kill the tree. She
Yeah.
is giving us factual and very intimidating facts that are that are potentially very successful at dissuading us. Like she's.
Yeah,
What
she,
is it that you were told to do?
To not let the tree come to harm, kill all who attempt to harm it.
Oh. Yes, that is very tied to the tree.
I mean, maybe we should talk to Hollyphant if we can find them. They might have some ideas about things. I mean, we do, you know, we don't necessarily want to destroy the tree. We understand the tree is an illusion, or there's some illusion happening with it. If there is a way to do this without destroying the tree, that would be fantastic.
That's a good point.
Do
too.
you know anything about the tree itself, or an illusion that's here, or how we might circumvent the tree without harming it?
It's more powerful magic than I have ever seen. I think it is.
Ooh.
It's holding something back. I don't know what.
Holding
I
something
couldn't.
back.
I couldn't.
If it's a portal, then I'm assuming the
It's-
tree's
yeah,
preventing.
it's holding back the armies of hell from passing through and marching.
Yeah,
in.
Should we be opening this portal?
I mean, well,
Doesn't sound great.
The devils are already among us.
they're already among us, and we're gonna go and stop the bigger evil. So it's probably evens out.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Who's
that's kinda bad.
Hollyphant? I'm afraid Hollyphant's evil.
Yeah, me too.
I could take you to her. She's really cute.
Oh. Okay. I recently
by the
learned that looks aren't always an indicator, and
Well,
that
they
you
are
should
for
talk to
me.
people first. Yes, you are very pretty. What are you?
I'm a unicorn.
Oh,
have
what
those
is
here.
that?
We
Yeah,
are
I have
loyal
never seen you.
steeds of angels.
Do you know Ilmatter? I tried talking to him, but he did not respond.
Yes, he is a god in Mount Celestia.
He is very nice. He sometimes lets me heal people.
That's so good. Healing is the best power.
Yes, it has saved my friends.
I wish I didn't have to hurt you later.
I don't know if you have to hurt us later. We will try and come up with something. Pavel and Tamila and Vin are very smart.
It takes you to a stream of this beautiful clear water, and you hear a giggling above, and you see flying through the air, chasing some birds, Lulu, the hollyphant.
Aww.
Have we met this before? No, we haven't.
No, but it is on the banner when you enter the game.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yes. So Lulu, Uni calls down to her, and she stops chasing the bird, giggles, and comes down to Uni, and they bump heads. And she looks to you all and says, "Hello, I'm Lulu."
Hello,
Hi,
Lulu.
Lulu.
My name is Finch.
Finch like spinach.
Nice to meet you.
Spinach is boring. Why do you like spinach?
Spinach is delicious. How dare you?
I
it's
like
delicious
lollipops.
and it helps you grow. Oh yes, lollipops are very good too. But if you eat too much, it makes your mouth hurt.
It's true.
Well, spinach makes you poop green, so.
That's also true. What's your name?
I'm Tamila, and this is Shadow.
Hello, Shadow.
Shadow, say hi to her, I guess, in her curious way. She's probably very happy to be a friend.
Yeah. Vin introduces himself, and she goes over to Pavel. And you? What's your name?
I am Pavel, and this is Piggy.
Hello, Pavel and Piggy.
You are very nice. You are also searching for the same thing we are, I think. Tamila? He like throws it to Tamila.
The Duskwood tree?
Oh, yes. Yes, it's a way to get to Avernus. It's a bad place, but I have to get there.
Why do you have to get there?
I have a friend that's trapped there,
Oh,
and I have to save her.
Oh, you are a very good friend.
I am a loyal steed. I fight in wars.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
I'm very strong.
What wars?
I fight in wars against devils.
Oh.
All devils should
Oh.
die.
Oh.
Good policy, yeah.
So
Can you
funny.
tell us the name of your companion that you're going to look for?
Yeah, her name is Zariel. She's an angel.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
How long have you been here, Lulu, looking for the tree?
A really long time. I lost my memories.
Oh no. Lulu.
Do you remember how you lost your memories?
You see her like cross her eyes and like scrunch up her face a little bit and think real hard. I remember I was with the beautiful angel Zariel, and she assembled an army of hell riders, and we attacked Avernus. And through the gate we went tearing through devils, and I was super strong, and I was pushing them aside and, killing them really good. But we were really close to victory, and then the hell riders left. They left us behind, and Zariel was trapped in hell. And that's
How
the
did
last
you-
thing I remember.
So you don't know how you got back out?
No, I didn't want to go away, I don't think. I want to be with Sario.
Pavel, can you do the memory thing you did to me?
Maybe. If Lulu is okay with that,
Okay.
I can read thoughts like Unicorn, and if you agree and consent, I can try to dig into your mind and see what's there.
That sounds fun.
It is fun. I cast detect thoughts.
Okay. She tries to think really hard about her memories. She remembers feeling betrayed when the Hell Riders left them, and sealed the gate behind them. She remembers Zariel was captured, and they were separated. And she gets to this point where she remembers that she was like she became captured herself, and then it's like pure black, and she wakes back up, and she is in the material plane for some reason. So she began to seek out the Hellrider Gate, and then she's been trapped in this forest for a long time.
Ugh, player me does not like this, but Spinch has no feelings whatsoever. He is just so sad about her story and wants to help.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Spinch, poor boy.
So, Hollyphant, if you
My name's
found
Lulu.
the sorry, Lulu. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I feel
I
bad.
am
I
a
feel
hollyphant.
bad. Lulu
That's
the
exactly.
Hollyphant.
I was like, hey, Hork. Hey, half elf.
Hey, human.
Lulu,
Yeah.
if you found the tree, what would you do?
I would. You need to go away. And she whispers to you. Or do you still have detect thoughts on her?
I do. Last
Okay,
minute.
she just thinks she would try to break the tree.
So she could help us.
Do you know anything in the time that you've been here? Have you learned anything about the tree and how it works, or about the geese cast upon Uni?
It needs powerful magic for Uni to save Uni, and I don't have that magic. But the tree, it must be something preventing me from finding it. I feel like I've really scoured the whole forest and I haven't found it. So maybe magic's hiding it. Maybe there's an illusion on the illusion.
So it's just an illusion. Is that right?
Yeah, when you break the tree, you'll see the portal.
Do you need to see the portal to be able to pass through it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Because if we could just, I mean, I
Walk
kind
at
of
the
thought that
tree?
maybe the portal was inside of the tree, right? But if that's not the case,
Well, I mean, if it's preventing demons from coming through, surely they actually have some kind of barrier that's not just an illusion.
probably, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe not. I mean, there are some
I mean-
demons in the world, so I mean,
yeah, there's that, and it's, I mean, it works, right? It's worked on Lulu for so many years. Lulu, how like smart are you?
I'm pretty smart.
You know, I think you're right. I think you are. You're very smart. Can I can I scratch Lulu like on her wingy ears?
Yeah.
how
You see
big
her
is
lean
Lulu?
into it. Let me double check. I think they're like 2 to 3 feet.
She's like shadow size, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there something that like doesn't connect here? Like, I mean, I've known the story of Zariel. Did she have a hollyphant mount? The
Is
You know,
Zariel like
great
really
angels have, like-
small? Is Zariel a tiny? tiny?
You remember she had a golden mammoth.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like pull Pavel. Like, so when you're in her mind, you're looking through her memories. Was she like a golden mammoth? Was she like not this like tiny little hollyphant? Was she bigger?
Um.
Like
Yeah,
from
if
her
you're-
perspective, there would be a height
Yeah.
difference.
I mean, she was killing stuff. I'm pretty sure she was killing stuff. Lulu, can you turn into like a mammoth?
I think so. I don't remember how.
Oh, okay. If you were a mammoth, do you think you could beat Uni?
I would never hurt Uni. She's my friend.
Or not hurt her, but like like I don't know.
If you were
fight
to
her
play
off,
fight.
like play fight, keep her busy.
I think if we
while
wrestled, I would
perhaps-
win.
Okay.
But only if she was
If I was a mammoth, yeah.
mammoth. Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, Uni would totally win.
Yeah. Look
Okay.
at that horn. That's just a knife on the forehead.
Well, I can
Very
try.
stabby.
Yep, so stabby.
I can try a detect magic again to see if there's anything affecting Lulu that
Oh
could
yeah,
be
I think there is.
the yeah.
Yeah, sure. That probably good insights with that. Yeah.
Okay, I sit down again and start doing detect magic.
Okay, great.
It's so wild playing like a dumb character. I just have like a smile on my face as a player, just being like, well, I have thoughts, but Spinch doesn't. Spinch is just going with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like so hard. Like this
It's
is like
so sus. This is sus.
well,
This
and
whole
like
thing is sus.
I'm just imagining like this is out of character. But I just imagine the pain. We're gonna take this hollyphant with us to hell, and he's gonna see her like former owner like completely like evil and everything, and like we know that's gonna happen, and we're like subject this poor little like
I know
golden mammoth to this very big, powerful golden mammoth though. But still, it's like sad, right?
Do
like,
you want to tell her what you know about Zarya?
Oh.
I mean, as a character, as a person, probably. I'm a big fan of like letting people know the truth and let make their own decision. It's better than keeping shit from them, especially if we're gonna like use the mammoth. The mammoth comes with us. Like I feel like we have to be honest with her. We cannot set her up for that like soul crushing experience. Like that's like wrong.
Her memory definitely got wiped. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not gonna. She may not believe us if we try to tell her either, right?
Oh, that's true.
She's not gonna. Yeah,
but she remembers Zariel being good.
At least she'd have like some, like, I don't know. Maybe she could like save her or something. She have like some like preparedness. Go save her friend. Ooh, I feel like we're more likely to save Zariel if we take the mammoth.
Agreed.
Pavel, it is a powerful enchantment spell that you're doing detect magic. Yeah, so enchantment for sure. On Lulu as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got downgraded, and her memory's wiped.
Probably to protect her. Can I'm gonna ask Pavel? Can you tell whether the spell on Lulu that's preventing her from finding the tree is different than what's transformed her from to a hollyphant instead of a mammoth?
Well, it's an enchantment. So I think I only detect the one spell, the one piece of magic on her. Is that right?
Yes.
Hmm.
You detect that she is magical herself, being from another plane, and that she has special properties as a magical creature. And same with Uni.
Yeah, I'm inclined. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't think that there's something in her mind that is causing her to not be able to find the tree. I think just the illusion of the tree itself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure, that's probably a separate thing. So there's a chance we might not find it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we all work together, we can do it. Lily says.
Camilla.
Yeah, Spench. Yeah.
Spench will whisper in Tamilla's ear, hoping to be inconspicuous, and he says, "What if we ask Uni to tell us where the tree is so that we can protect it? And then we protect it from Lulu, but then we use the tree. Technically, we are not lying, right?" Very questioning.
I don't think that's gonna work. But we could try. I mean, I don't think that's gonna work, and I don't know if we should be lying to them.
But it's not a lie, is it? If we protect
it's misleading. It's a lie of misleadingness is still a lie. It's like the principle of it.
Oh, okay. He'll like pop back up into the conversation like, very like kid who dropped some cake or whatever and like ate it off the floor kind of vibe.
Aw,
Just that like
funny.
mischievous like da 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 didn't do anything.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do from here.
Oh, I don't want to hurt you.
If we brought Lulu to Candlekeep, they could probably undo this enchantment. Someone there.
It's so far.
So fun. Unless Lulu, can you teleport? Do you have any magic?
Oh, let me try. She thinks really, really hard, and then she farts. I don't think so.
Nice. Snitch will laugh and fart too.
I can do other stuff. You want to see? And she'll like,
Yes.
She trumpets her snout.
Yeah, exactly. She trumpets her snout, but a rain of sparkles comes out.
Oh.
And Pavel, you recognize that there's some magic in that. Like she just cast a spell.
What's the spell? Do we feel
roll an
anything?
Arcana.
What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Disadvantage.
Is it that out of
But
character? Is
I
it
am pretty good.
a bit just
Oh, wow.
It should be-
Oh.
Hold
That's
on.
not
No,
disadvantage.
I thought I clicked.
Oh.
There we go.
Aww.
She says, it hurts bad things.
Oh. Yeah. I was thinking Vin, but it's not this campaign. The other one. And we are not bad, so it does not hurt us. It just looks pretty.
Yeah. And,
I cannot do that.
I can also just make a really loud trumpet sound, and I can do another one that makes thunder damage and it deafens people. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to deafen you.
No, thank you. I like hearing you.
Yeah.
So, Lulu, what is your plan? If you found the tree, and Uni needed to attack you, like what would you do? How would you deal with that?
I'd fly away.
You would what?
I would fly up real high.
Oh, okay.
Uni, can you climb trees?
I can fly to
That
the
is
top.
a really good point.
Because we could
Unicorn has no hands.
not Pegasus, yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't have wings, so.
Well, maybe one problem at a time, and maybe we should look for the tree first and cross the bridge of we'll hurt it. Not gonna hurt it, Uni. We're not gonna hurt the tree. We're just looking for the tree. Just want to find it.
DM, I have a
Mhm.
question. For the spell command, I just posted in chat. One of the stipulations is that it can't directly harm the creature. Would knowing that if Uni doesn't protect the tree harm her, is that like saying like stay here while we're like doing stuff? That would be directly harming her. Would you rule that?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
You could have her switch targets, maybe. But she would still
But
need
not
to,
doing anything.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Uni approaches you and says, I think you're hurt, Spinch.
Oh no. Did I get hurt from your sparkles?
No, it just looks like you're hurt. Did something happen to you?
Yes. I am hurt, but I have been far worse. And he's kind of like proud of that. I protect my friends.
Can I make it better?
Yes, please. Do you have yummy healing juice?
And she touches just the touches like your chest with her horn, like very lightly. And you gain 13 hit points.
Nice. Wait, who did this to me?
Uni.
Oh, Uni? Oh, we really can't hurt her.
We're gonna figure out a way to not hurt her.
Oh, thank you so much, Uni. And I'll hug Uni if she'll
You're
let me.
welcome. Yes.
May I pet your hair?
Okay, don't tangle it though.
I will try not to. And he'll like gently pet. You are the best not horse ever.
Thank you. I like you too, Spinch.
We will try and find a way. Do you have any ideas?
Only those spells.
Oh,
Okay, just
okay.
to get metagaming, just be clear, we definitely don't have Greater Restoration or Remove Curse. That's not in our current wheelhouse.
I think one of you would have had to been cleric the whole time or something to have that.
Or
Yeah,
me
I mean-
rolled really well on my religion, which did not happen.
Right, like I mean, I think I'm the only full caster. I don't have third level spells yet, so
Right, that's next level.
yeah.
If you want to be a little metagamey, you guys are about to level up.
The
But I don't know if
I have a lot of fire.
it's resistant to fire.
Okay. Sure. Alright.
Oh gosh.
You can burn down the whole forest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so I feel like the only viable options that we're like dealing with right now are find the tree and see if there's some way to use the portal without harming the tree, and thus like bypassing the technicalities of this like spell over Uni, and then come back later and helping her later. Or number two is like try to figure out a way for us to like fight her without hurting her to destroy the tree, hoping that destroying the tree will break whatever spells on her, and then she can go home.
Mm-hmm.
That's I mean, if we can turn Lulu into a mammoth, then that should buy us enough time to destroy the tree. The other thing is if we could I could just detect magic through the forest until I find illusion. And if we reach the tree, I think I can identify the tree. It's probably just a tree, or there might be a spell or something cast on the tree, but if it's a magic tree, tree is an object. Sure, maybe I can try.
Maybe you can definitely try. I'm not a fan of endangering Lulu. Like just putting that out there, like I don't.
She said she would win.
Well, yes, but like then she has to hurt Uni, and like I feel like that's like going to be a very much like a thing of like
I mean,
in a bad position. I'd much rather have like
but
he have to like chase us or something. Probably
but
really
if
fast.
we, I mean, I know that's like not good to make them fight and to make them hurt each other. But if we are doing it to destroy the tree, thereby releasing Uni from her geas, I feel like that is not a horrible, awful thing to do.
Only if Lulu agrees.
I am out of second level spells, by the way.
You need to sleep. Someone didn't sleep last night, did they?
Oh my god, that was like that was like a mom chastising her kid. Someone didn't sleep.
Look, it's
so
okay.
funny.
It's okay. We're
It takes on the mom personality.
Yeah, that is so funny.
Gosh. Let's try to spend the day. Small progress, and eventually we'll go to sleep and we'll deal with stuff tomorrow. I think. But let's find the tree. Let's just make the first step number one. Figure out what is preventing us from finding the tree and figure out how we can get around that. Yeah.
Is Uni still here?
You see Uni and Lulu are playing a little bit far away, so I could tell that you guys wanted some privacy.
Okay.
That's nice.
I mean, I think I think that makes sense. Spend the day, searching.
Does no one? I mean, again, no one has anything that could like restrain Uni. Like, I think Finn has like manacles.
The dimensional shackles. Yeah.
Yeah, but that only prevents. I looked at that. That only prevents teleporting.
I have.
So to make her sleep.
I have web now. Sleep. There's no way that sleep is going to work. Web might work if we're lucky for just a little while. I mean, I think we just try to keep learning.
I mean, I can outrun her. I don't think you all can outrun her if she targets you.
Well, and she wouldn't go very far from the tree, even if.
Right. She'll target the most immediate threat to the tree. Right. Even if she's kind of sort of on board with us on this plan a little bit, I think she still has to have a viable option of doing something that won't like trigger her pain.
Yeah. So this is risky because it could make her even tougher, but I still have toadstools. So it would hurt her a little bit, but
we have fairy dust.
Oh, do we? What does that do?
Oh,
there's a lot of things that it can do. Oh my gosh, we could all fly.
We ran out.
We could all maybe be able to fly.
Fly
and
where?
Like, well, I mean that
unicorns can't fly.
That was how Lulu was gonna get away. So if we can all fly with the pixie dust, then we can all get up to the top of the trees, and then the unicorn certainly cannot shoot any like laser beams or anything from her horn.
The way the dust works is whenever we want to try and fly, it gives us anything but.
Okay.
Whatever we want to try and do, it doesn't work.
Well, okay, wait. Or we could give it to her though, because then she could either fall asleep, or be affected by a confusion spell, or just become invisible. That'd suck. Yeah, that's a narrow window of.
These are all like iffy. Like if things went our way, it would be great, but all these things are chance things. Like they could make her harder for us as well. So it's like, do we want to take the risk?
We could use the pixie ducks, and then if it doesn't give us the effect that we want, we would just like not fight her then.
Oh, just wait it out. Okay.
Yeah, wait it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
What is the toadstool does? It just either heals or hurts her.
No, so 5d6 temp hit points for 1 hour, or they make a DC 15 con save, and if they fail, 5d6 poison, and then they become poisoned for 1 hour.
Gotcha. So just makes you a little weaker. We could plant a bean.
What are the possibilities for bean?
Okay, toadstools. Geyser of only 30 foot in the air, could be water, beer, berry juice, tea, vinegar, or wine. A treant. 50% chance the treant is evil and attacks us.
Ooh.
An animate and mobile stone statue in your likeness rises and makes verbal threats against you. Campfire with blue flames. Shriekers. 1d6 plus 6 shriekers. Bright pink toads. Bright pink toads. Yeah, I'm just reading them out.
Yeah, I see those now.
Yeah. Fruit tree. A nest. I feel like this is just like chaos for the sake of chaos.
No, this is so risky. Yeah.
It's not gonna help us.
Bag of beans is too risky.
We could ask Titania how
for what?
How to for a way that is within our capabilities to either lift the enchantment from Lulu or to remove the geese from Uni using the Sealy Gift of Knowledge.
So we would just, okay. So,
But
just a gift of knowledge. If there isn't, because you'd phrase it what way that is in our capacity, right? Because we know there's ways to do it, they just we can't do it.
Yeah.
And if the answer is none, then like waste the gift.
Well, we can
Right.
always
We
get
could
more.
try.
We can
Why
always
not?
make deals for more.
True. Okay.
I don't know if
Okay.
you want to.
I mean, I could try ringing my bell and see if my little fae will fight against Mistra herself to like redefine this spell.
Well, I
Its
mean,
language.
that your bell, like, it helps you negotiate contracts, so we could use that and negotiate a better deal with Titania to get more questions.
Yeah, sure. We can try that later.
We're kind of off the path at this
Oh my god.
You all are so creative. I love these.
we have rats.
Yep.
We could get a lot of rats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so you spawn rats, then you command the rats to hurt the tree, and
I don't
then
think I can
Uni goes
command
after the rats.
to hurt the tree.
Hey, Adam.
Welcome.
This is the moment you came in. I'm just like thinking, oh, we have to explain this.
Yeah. Maybe he'll bring some sanity to us.
I don't want sanity right now.
Oh my
We're
god.
exploring the options.
We are.
The current option is we're gonna summon rats and then we're gonna compel the rats. That's where we're at.
We also have wedding dresses. We have bridal gowns. Let's put that in the mix.
Oh,
Oh my.
yeah.
We'll
Okay.
give a wedding
that's-
dress. We'll give a wedding dress to the unicorn. She'll get
Right.
stuck, and then she won't see us attack the tree.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the
Is this
plan.
the plan?
Oh man.
Okay.
We're trying to avoid killing the unicorn because
Yeah.
the unicorn is bound by a geas spell to protect it. So we're trying to come up with ways to circumvent.
Yeah, the
Without
unicorn's
actually
so
fighting.
nice. Like, the unicorn's really nice, and she doesn't want to be here. She's not like from this plane, and she just has to live in
Yeah.
this woods, protecting this shitty tree that, like,
Yeah.
No, we
She
should
didn't do
give
anything
you
wrong.
like a full recap though of what's happened, because there's also Lulu, who we also really like and don't want to hurt, but are probably gonna accidentally hurt. So we gave a recap, and then we transported to the
You got some
forest.
of it. Why?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And because we were in Candlekeep, and the dragon transported us to the forest, and there's a duskwood tree that,
Yeah, I
and our
remember that,
understanding
yeah.
is, there's a gate, and the way to get through the gate is to destroy the tree. That is like the path forward. She transported us, and we're actually in the Elterwood, the Eltergard wood. I forget the name. We're in the woods right outside of Elturel. And we're like half a day's walk from Elturel. But we went into the woods, and a unicorn started talking to us in our heads and introduced herself, and her name's Uni, and she's really sweet and nice. And we're talking to her, and she was telling us, like, immediately, she's like, hey, you all can come into this woods, that's fine. There's fruit and stuff to eat and like stream and stuff, but don't go to the tree. Like, first thing Unicorn said, don't go to the tree. So we're talking to her about it, and she apparently is the guardian of the tree and is compelled by magic, by a geas spell, to attack anyone that hurts the tree specifically. She really doesn't want to hurt us and doesn't want to hurt Lulu, but she will be compelled by magic, and she will hurt us rather than take psychic damage from the spell. So we're trying to figure that out. Lulu is a hollyphant. Lulu's this adorable little hollyphant, and we got talking to Lulu, and she's so sweet. What we discovered with Lulu is she's Zariel's mount. She's really a giant golden mammoth, but not. But she lost her memory, and now she's this tiny little hollyphant. She's about the size of Shadow. She's like a little hollyphant. She's so cute. And she 100% thinks that the Hell Riders abandoned her and Zariel in Avernus, and that when her and Zariel were captured, all she knows is that things went blank and she ended up in this woods and she didn't have any memory, and she has been trying to get back to the tree ever since. She can do a little bit of magic, like not really, but like when she trumpets her horn, little sparkles come out, and she says it hurts bad things. But she can't remember how to turn back into a mammoth, and she can't really remember anything else. But that is where we are. We're sitting in this little grove. There's strawberries nearby, and we are discussing like how to like circumvent the like circumstance here, and we're pretty sure that if we destroy the tree, it'll like release Uni from her like geas spell. Like there won't be a tree to protect, so she won't be like bound to it anymore. And if we can make Lulu into a giant mammoth, Lulu thinks she could totally take Uni in a fight if it came to that, and that might work because they definitely do not want to kill each other. They like each other. And they're all very sweet and kind. We don't know why Lulu can't find the tree, though. She's been here for like years and decades, and she can't find the tree, so we don't know if we can't find the tree. We have not tried yet to actually go walk towards a tree.
It's probably good illusion magic.
Yeah, something to prevent us from getting there.
Or something happened to her where like, she can't.
Yeah. We
Oh, yeah. Hold on a minute.
heard most of what I said. Okay. No worries. That's all good. That's fine. Got the gist of it.
Yeah.
I want you to know one time I had a player that came in late, and they had in that session rented an apparatus of a crab and gone underwater and were fighting a giant shark. And like none of the campaign up to that point had like even hinted this was like on the possibility as a thing to do. So that was a fun recap.
Yeah.
I thought that story would be funnier, but
no, that sounds insane.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun recap.
Oh yeah, well it was just like fighting a giant shark, dude. Just like yeah.
Yep. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday yet?
We have a hunting trap if it would hurt Uni, but we could ask her to step in it.
Not gonna work on Uni.
Like, so do we know anything about unicorns? Like, can she like teleport? Can she like fly without wings?
Yeah, nature or survival.
Oh, can we ask her?
Yeah, you can ask her too.
Specifically, she can fly. I'm not so good at nature. Pavel, you want to maybe nature-y and I can survival-y?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Since she's magical, you can also use Arcana.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Pavel.
You need to
Wow. I keep getting one. Oh my god. I was eating and I just spit out my food when I saw that.
I'm gonna go check Pavel's roll. That's a 1. That's a 1.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
Oh, there was one time where you didn't roll a 1. You rolled an 8.
The dice are telling a story tonight.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Camilla, you understand the physical aspects of her, where her hooves would be quite deadly. She looks very muscular, and her horn would be particularly deadly. And being a horse-like creature, she probably can go a lot faster than any of you. And horses like to charge at other creatures, so she could probably charge, gore you with her horn.
So I think I know that Shadow is about as fast as like a typical horse. Do I imagine she might be faster?
I'm checking the speed stat real quick.
Shadow's 50.
Okay.
I think a regular horse is 50.
50's fast.
Yeah, I think we did that on purpose for that. Yeah. So they'd be about the same.
Yeah, my panther had to keep up if you all bought real horses, so. Oh no, a riding horse 60, never mind.
Oh, okay. So a little bit lower.
Well, maybe I can't actually. Well, if she has to take actions and I'm just like dashing, I can definitely keep
Mhm.
away from her. But
Right.
yeah, that's
But everyone else couldn't. Maybe Vin with a dash, yeah. But
Mhm.
Oh yeah, monk shit.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I could just on my feet. I could get to 75,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't get threat. Then she will attack me.
You saw her do some healing magic. So you
Mhm.
think potentially she has spells. But you don't know if she can teleport or fly.
Can we ask her?
I should definitely ask her if she can fly.
Yeah, you can.
Spinch would ask.
She can ask you.
Yeah, Spinch will go to where she's playing and say, Uni, I am sorry to bother you. We want to know more about you as a unicorn. Can you do? And he'll ask about the magic and the flying and etc.
Yes, I can. I can teleport, and I
she
can't
can
fly. I can cast a shield that makes me really strong. I mean, like it would like protect me from an attack, and I can um I can summon some natural spells that can like entangle you.
Mm.
Can you heal me a little bit more? I still feel just a little bit weaker than I normally am.
Oh no, of course I can.
Oh my
And
god, she's so nice.
She'll
I didn't quite
another
catch it. Did
13.
she say?
No,
I heard
13, thank you.
teleport. I heard
Mhm,
teleport. Did
teleport.
she say yes to fly? She can also fly.
No,
Or not
she
fly?
cannot fly. She can
Okay,
cast
but
a
yes,
shield to protect herself, and she can entangle. Use nature to entangle you.
Spence will hug her again. We're really trying. Oni, give us more time.
I'm trying to.
You can continue playing. Sorry for interrupting.
You're so nice, Spinch.
You are too. He's distraught. He goes back to the group. We really can't hurt her. She's so nice.
She is so nice. Okay, let's find the tree. I think plan A is still if there's a way to get through the portal without hurting the tree, we should at least like go check and see if it's like, if the door's unlocked, we should go test the door, right? Like that is step one.
Oh my god.
This is gonna take a long time.
Maybe I missed this when I was in my fog. Is your thing specifically to prevent damage to the tree, or is it just to act in the tree's best interest?
Oh, interesting question. Let me check the wording.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because it would
'Cause
probably
I
be the
think we
tree's
could
best
maybe argue
interest to
that
not,
yeah, that's the thing, right? If we just if Uni just believes hard enough that the best interest is for us to pass through the tree, then that's it.
Yeah, if we get past, we don't have to harm the tree. And so it stays up, protecting or holding back for everyone else that comes after.
Mm-hmm. That would be better if we can definitely get through this portal without like letting demons into our world. I think that would definitely be the best case
Yeah.
scenario.
Like destroying the entire thing. Yeah. Just let 5
Mhm.
people pass.
She says she is specifically required to protect the tree with her life.
Protect it.
Mm-hmm.
Protect it.
Hacked it. Okay.
Um,
And we think and the dragon said specifically we have to destroy the tree, correct? Or
Mhm.
can we just like
mhm.
okay.
I think we want to
Hmm.
test that though. I think we want to see whether or not we can just walk towards the tree and what will happen. Because if we go through, we're pretty sure that
Yeah.
won't work.
Right.
But we want to test that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Uni wouldn't have to do anything because we're just walking to the tree. We're not trying to destroy it at that time. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I am very much in favor of just trying to gather information.
Let's go find the tree.
Because I think the plan is to detect magic and find the illusions, which is going to take hours because we have to stop every 10 minutes to recast.
Well-
and then possibly, if possible, with the actual goal being to cast Identify on the tree to see if that does anything, or works, and learn anything.
Mhm. I'm debating climbing up a tree in order to get like a better vantage point and seeing if I can't see the tree, because it's supposed to be a very tall tree, right?
Yes.
Do you want
Mm.
while you cast your magic the first time? You want me to do that?
Sure, and you can keep doing that every time.
Yeah, cool.
And we also know it's supposed to be in the center of the forest, so maybe some good survival checks can help us find the center of the forest.
Can I ask Uni? And I'll tell her, Uni, can you please lead me to the tree? I do not want to harm it. Right now, I just want to take a look at it to see if any of us can do something without harming the tree, so we don't have bad intentions.
Let me double check her sheet real quick. See how many times she can cast Detect Thoughts.
You can read my mind. And he'll just kind of open his hands out like that's gonna do anything.
Yeah. She cannot read your mind. So she will simply say she cannot help you find the tree. But she'll walk with you if you want.
Okay.
It's nice.
You can try persuasion. We'll allow that.
Oh, okay. Persuasion. Oof.
She knows that Lulu specifically wants to take out the tree, so she doesn't trust the group as a whole.
Right.
So she said she'll just walk with you.
Okay.
All right. So
Probably should
survival check.
Survival, or am I climbing up?
Athletics
climbing up a tree.
first, yeah, or acrobatics.
Athletics. Let's do
Can I help her?
acrobatics.
Yeah.
That's that'd be
you can give her
awesome.
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
I'll
I
give
have
her like a
advantage?
Yeah.
I'll give her a platform to
boost.
stand on first and then give her a boost.
Yeah.
I think we lost Adam again.
Yeah. There.
Nice.
That's very helpful. Thank you,
1d2.
Spin.
Yes. So you get to the top of the tallest, closest tree that you see, and then make a perception or survival.
Okay. Was not supposed to be advantage, but didn't matter.
You do
That's
see, strangely, in the distance, some black, like the top of a black tree. But you can't tell like the best route to get there from here. But you can tell it's like generically it's to the north of where you're at.
Okay. I'll look down to Pavel and point to the direction does not get missed in translation as I come down, but it's that direction as the crow flies.
As you point at Pavel, you see that he's working on the book, but he's actually every once in a while glancing up at Lulu and then going back to his ritual.
Glancing how?
Kind of just sort of distracted, as though he definitely looks like he has something on his mind, and he keeps kind of looking over at Lulu.
Can I roll an insight check? Because Finch is just on the ground after helping. On what that means, on what he's thinking. what does he mean? He's just distracted. Oh, it's just something cool, or I wish Piggy was that.
It's he is he's not distracted by Lulu. He's doing his ritual, and he's just kind of going through the motions. He knows how to do it, and there's something else on his mind. And I mean, you in particular, Spence, you had this big conversation with him about the gods today, So it might have something to do with that.
Okay. Stitch will take note. But he doesn't bother Pavel while he's doing his thing because he knows Pavel needs utmost concentration.
I'll come out of the tree. Do I need to roll to come out of the tree?
No, you're fine. You just
I'll
take your time
catch
with it.
You could just jump and Spinch will probably just cradle like Princess Carrie, catch you.
I'll get down to like 3 feet above Spinch and I'll jump down to him.
Okay. We'll say that happens, yeah, without roll necessary.
You are so light, Camilla.
Thanks, I guess.
I think something is bothering Pavel.
Not surprised. Something in particular? That seems mean. It seems mean, I'm sorry.
No, he deserves
So
it.
funny. That
He
is so
deserves it.
funny. Oh my gosh. You guys are making me crack up tonight. I don't know what it is, but you guys are like hilarious tonight.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's good to be back. I think he is pondering about the gods or hollyphant. I mean, Lulu. I did it now. Because he was looking at Lulu, and earlier he was asking me about how I connect with Ilmater. He just seems a bit distracted. I don't know if he's talked to you about it.
No, he hasn't.
Finn, has he talked to you about it at all?
Uh-oh. I think he said no.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
There
you
you
hear
are.
me?
You sound better now.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was cutting out there. Sorry. Okay.
You're
yeah,
good
I
now.
said nope. That's it.
No. Okay. He also seems very tired. I think we should sleep soon when it becomes night.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely should sleep. Let's walk a little bit first. It's still before noon, so we should make good progress out of today.
Yeah,
Okay,
using your
you lead the
tactic
way.
of climbing the trees and using detect magic, you do eventually see a part where you see the top of the tree when you're above, but you don't see the tree when you're below. And Pavel starts to pick up an illusion magic. It takes
Interesting.
you 3 hours to do this because of the stopping frequently. So now it's about 1 in the afternoon.
I'm hungry. Does anyone want food? I have leftovers.
Lulu and Uni definitely want food.
Oh, nice. I'll share the leftover food that we had from earlier.
Wow,
From
Spence,
that
you're
awesome
such a good
kitchen.
cook.
Thank you. There was this magical kitchen mansion thing that appeared that had everything. Oh wait, but this food didn't come from
no,
there.
the food doesn't come from there.
Dang.
No.
Well, he had leftovers. Oh, I don't know if I want to share these leftovers. These are the special leftovers that give HP. So
I
I'll
think you still
cook
had like
something.
some meat and stuff from the
Oh,
the
okay,
dungeon.
then
yeah,
then I'll definitely share that.
Okay. Lulu will eat that, but Uni will not eat meat.
Oh.
She'll just graze the grass a bit.
Oh, okay.
Should have got some strawberries out of that strawberry patch earlier.
Oh yeah.
Lulu, can we have a conversation about not immediately attacking the tree on sight?
But I must kill all devils.
Yes, and you
save
believe us that
Zariel.
we're right. But you believe us that we're trying really hard in order to find a way to get through without having to fight Uni, right? And we're all on
Yeah.
board with wanting to like save Uni.
Okay.
So you'll give us like how long will you wait to give us to try to figure out a different way?
Will you be my friend? Can I stay with you?
Oh,
Of course.
Lulu. Yes, you can stay with us.
Okay. I'll wait as long as
Crystal.
you want to wait.
Oh god, I'm gonna go over to like Pavel and then like not take that hollyphant to hell without telling her that we know some shit.
Well, maybe we
Right?
can.
I mean, we can tell her whatever we want.
I mean, maybe we can. I don't know. Try to keep the wool over her eyes, keep her away from Zerial, even as we go down there. Like we don't know what we're going to get into.
You don't feel
You
right,
know.
Pavel.
I mean, what if, like, she's magic? What if she did the memory erasure herself? What if there's something that happened that was so bad that she just needed to forget it, and she found a way to forget it?
Yeah, and we're taking her through the gateway back into hell. Like this is like not the way you. That is not a kind thing to do. Something to a person who's been through trauma.
Yeah, I mean, if we can, I don't know. Maybe if we can find a way to leave her here, that might be best, so that she doesn't have to ever remember.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to her and see if I can't talk to her without telling her shit. Okay.
And let me go ahead
done, Pavel.
and disadvantage. There we go. Okay, not bad.
Nice. And a quick question:
Wait.
have you been thinking Mistra every time you cast?
Yes, yes, I have. Sorry, I have. It's with the rituals. It's hard to remember.
I
that,
know.
like,
Yeah.
yes, I have. I have been, and it's been in that like really begrudging, really sassy. Thank you,
Sarcastic.
Mistra.
Yeah. Good.
Is
Yeah.
Jeez, was that deception for me and Vin? Is that what just happened? We don't know?
Maybe, I guess.
Oh god. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
I don't think Tamila would have picked up on it.
I don't think
She's
Finn
not.
cares
Yeah,
enough.
no passive.
Yeah.
My passive
Ah.
insight's only 14. Yeah. Okay. Vin
Vin
would
is-
have picked up something. Vin cares
is-
if cares someone lied to you, right? To your
Vin's passive
face.
insight. Vin has a passive insight of 15. I don't think Vin cares enough to roll, right?
Okay.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
You
Gotcha.
wouldn't have been
Yeah, I-
suspecting him.
So if it was like a 12, then yeah.
Yeah, I do think that this should be against passives.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to the hollyphant and try to talk to her. I think because I'm feeling bad.
friend.
Hey Lulu, I was wondering if you could give me advice on something.
Oh yes. She gets really
Yeah?
serious.
So, I have a friend who is also in hell, and I want to go help her too. But see, my friend made some bad choices, and I'm worried that when she gets to hell, she won't want to come with me.
Well, I think if she's really, really your friend, then she'll listen to you and she'll trust you. And, hell is actually, it converts you after a long time. It makes you think really bad things and it makes you sinful. And if you stay there too long, then you become a sinner. But if you get away, then you go back to your usual self, I think.
So you think the best thing would be to like get her away from that place and then she'll go back to
Yeah.
how she was before?
Even if she doesn't like it, you gotta do it because it's for her best interest.
I'm really scared it's gonna be really hard on me to see my friend that not wanting to go and really different than she used to be.
It will be, but I'll be there for you.
Oh.
I'll help you through it.
You're so sweet, Lulu. All
Thank
right, we'll all be there for each other and help each other through it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your advice.
Friends are really powerful. There's something in friendship that's more powerful than the strongest spell.
That's sweet. I think I believe that too.
Yeah.
Do you want to
That's why
ask
we're
her how she would feel if she was in that situation?
Sure. How would you feel if you were in that situation, Lulu?
I'd be
You think
really,
you'd be
really
strong?
sad.
Yeah.
I think I would still try to convince her every day of my life to leave, though.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's very sweet.
That's very sweet. My friend, before she went to hell, she did something that I didn't like very well, but it made it so that I didn't end up in hell with her, and she pushed me away and didn't let me come with her. You think I
That's
should be
really
mad at her?
nice.
That was really nice
She
for
must
her, right?
really love you.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
But now we gotta save her.
Yeah. Thank you, Lulu. I'm gonna give Lulu a little hug, and I'm gonna feel really bad, and then I'm gonna go back to the group. Oh gosh. Okay. I actually do feel better though.
Yeah.
A little bit better. Hollyphant has like good logic on this. She's not gonna be soul crushed by this experience. Go.
Yeah, I have two feelings on her. One is like, she's not part of this. Her memories got wiped. She got sent back here when Zarya was still of her mind and like saved her. The other is that her memory got wiped and she has this instinctual need embedded in her to find the gate, to open it up because no one else can do it. And I just, so conflicting. Take her with us, help her. No, when she comes back, when she goes to the portal, she'll just change. She'll snap.
Oh, you think she's like an evil thing that like she's gonna like take after Zariel as soon as we walk into the portal? She'll transform into like an evil steed.
Part of me thinks
Yeah.
she's gonna turn her into a mammoth. And then the other part of me just absolutely thinks she has nothing to do with it and she was saved by Zariel.
The hopeful part of Tamila is only thinking that like this Hollyphant was like sent back as part of the deal Zariel made. Like part of it was the things I love have to like not be suffering here with me, and that included this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I really hope that's what happened because
I hope so too.
Would be sad otherwise.
Been just fully on board with helping her.
Tamila wants to help her too. She just doesn't want to hurt her first.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But if we can save Zariel, that'd be epic. That'd be so awesome.
So I know we're like about to see this thing, but in terms of strategy, the only thing I keep looking over my list, the only thing I can think of is using the toadstools. And if it works, then we try and take Uni, unfortunately, down for.
Yeah, I think the goal is to as like strategically as possible, like not damage Uni or to knock her unconscious, like in this fight,
Right.
like and just not do non-lethal damage, or just fight her.
Exactly.
Well, Lulu did say that she had something that she could like keep her away, basically, right?
Lulu's strategy for if
entangle.
Uni
Yeah.
can
Lulu's strategy
entangle.
is to fly
Uni can
away, just to fly, just to get away from Uni.
Yeah.
But Lulu could use the spell entangle to
Uni
entangle
can use
Uni up.
entangle, not Lulu.
Uni has entangled Lulu.
Oh, gotcha.
Uni.
Whoops.
I know they're both cute names.
Yeah. I think Lulu definitely thinks she can just fly away and like attack the tree from above, but Uni has magic. It's not going to work. Lulu's strategy was not going to work of just like fly and it just like fly up and then she can't get to you.
Quick question.
I do have another plan.
Yeah.
Good.
Are we short resting for lunch?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a short lunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I get a spell slot back.
There you go.
Yay. You need it. Sorry, I don't know. I'm so sorry. But Vin, what was your strategy?
My plan was basically like maybe we don't have to hurt Uni if we can delay Uni. So I
She
do
does have
have
a
2 darts of
teleport.
stunning.
Oh, yeah, stunning would be good.
Oh, okay. But if
Yes.
I yeah,
Yes.
but so if I basically if I spend my actions basically just keeping her stunned, and then maybe Lulu, let's say, can let's say if we can just get it in, let's say, 2 turns or 1 turn ideally, we could basically make it so that the tree is destroyed before Uni has a chance to act,
Right. And then that breaks the
and then
spell.
the geese goes away. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
Yeah.
that also requires a little bit of like hiding, and a bit of understanding that we like if Lulu can't do it, we just got to do it quick, kind of thing.
Well, I think we have to like with Lulu, like we have to like all like be trying to take out the tree too. Like I think you're right that like you're gonna like be
Okay.
in danger because you're gonna be in front of the unicorn. And
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
but I would say that unicorn is going to go towards, probably my bet is, towards the people actively hurting the tree as opposed
Yeah.
to me,
Mm.
who's just actively hindering her
Barricading.
from
Yeah.
hurting you, which is technically
Gotcha.
not hurting the tree, but is sort of. I
Yeah.
don't know how far
Right.
her mindset goes with that. Um,
Well, I'm guessing
but
she's going to do what she thinks is tactically best for the end goal.
Yeah.
So that might mean
yes,
targeting you. But but
it
also
could. But
I also I go ahead.
I was gonna say, I also have one of the better ACs in the party, and I also have
Mhm.
the ability to disengage and run really fast away. So
Mm-hmm.
even if let's say Uni is fairly close, I can quickly get to the tree better than most of the rest of the party, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also
Yeah.
still have all of my key points. I'm at full health, um, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
good option.
I do too.
mhm.
But I feel like that's
But
only.
I think,
But
oh, I was just gonna say that's assuming that when we get to the tree, Plan A fails, which is like there's not an easy way to dismantle or like not hurt the tree but still open the portal, kind of thing.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Yeah.
I'll also say like obviously like I don't know like what all's going on in Uni, but she really wants a spell to be broken too. So she might be
Hmm.
persuaded to like take the psychic damage and let us like and let us like stabilize her rather than hurt us. Maybe because it would free her, kind of a thing. But it'd probably be a big ask.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Well, let's see what's here. Let's go with plan A, which is try and dismantle if we can.
mhm. Oh
So you
yeah,
do
for
see,
sure.
Pavel, you see illusion magic in front of you. You guys don't see, you just see more of these birch trees. You don't see the duskwood tree right now.
Pavel leads straight into the illusion.
You watch as Pavel disappears.
Oh,
We'll
Pavel?
follow.
It's this way.
A tired Pavel yells out.
Tired Pavel. We'll follow.
Mhm.
I'll
All
follow.
right.
I'll
As
put
soon
my
as you
hands
all-
down front.
Yeah, as soon as you all enter the illusion, Uni will teleport to the tree.
Yeah.
You see a clearing of the forest where a duskwood tree stands tall in the center.
Uni, if we do not like harm the tree and we just have Pavel kind of inspect it, you won't hurt us, right?
Okay, but if he hurts it, I'll attack him. And he doesn't look very strong.
He's not.
He's not.
Well, I mean, actually, I don't have to get all that close. And
For
you
detect
can
magic.
you can be right. Yeah, I mean, I can just start with detect magic and see if there's anything, and I just kind of slowly walk towards the tree,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of, I think just barely, I can get a little closer maybe.
I'll follow Pavel.
And looking at the tree.
Okay.
Misty back a bit so that Uni doesn't feel overwhelmed or
Mhm.
threatened.
You see, just double checking the school here because you get to see the school. Um, you see it's actually a strong spell. Yeah, it's a strong illusion spell. That is this entire area of this opening and strongest at the tree. So like this entire map radiates with a powerful illusion.
Okay, Uni, I can see there's a pretty big illusion all around here. I'm just gonna step back now and just back up, and if it's all right with you, I'm gonna go send Piggy, over up to the tree, and I'm gonna have Piggy like land on and grab the bark of the tree.
You like peeling the bark off?
No, just touching it, just holding,
Okay.
just landing on it.
Okay.
And then Pavel sits back down. He pulls out his spell book, and I don't know if this is going to work. If a tree is an object, or if the tree itself is magical. But I'm going to start ritually casting Identified. It's a touch spell, and I can cast touch spells through my familiar.
Did Piggy fall through anything?
No, he solidly hit the tree.
Mm.
Uni, if this whole place has magic, are we not seeing some other things that are here? Like, will I bump into something?
I haven't bumped into anything around here. I think it's just a field.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's good. Carpenter's tools.
to break apart the trees. There could be a saw in there. Yeah.
Like, is it just a hold, or is this like just a hold?
Yeah, this
To
is because
to
attack
use.
the tree.
in Vin's mind,
It's a tree.
yeah. In Vin's mind, he's doing very little tree attacking, and he's doing far more delaying the person we don't want to kill. And the saw is I would say very good against trees. So
Okay, cool.
Yes.
and I think Tamila typically has like very small swords and arrows, neither of which are
Well.
like what we need in this moment.
Mm.
So
Okay, so I guess DM, like in-game mechanics, is Carpenter's tools like a better weapon compared to like one that I'm proficient with and like does like a typical amount of damage?
I think because it does, we'll say the saw does slashing damage. You know that slashing would be more effective on a tree than piercing.
Gotcha.
So if you don't
Okay.
have another thing that does slashing, then this would be your best bet. The saw.
Do a bit of fire. We'll say to Ben quietly.
Duskwood is
Is it-
notorious for being
I
resistant
will also say
to
quietly
fire.
that remember the tree is resistant to fire, so I would say not fire would be the best option.
Oh, I forgot about that. The tree's resistant to fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Which by the way, if the tree gets destroyed or damaged badly enough that the geas goes away, then technically all that wood's up for grabs. And
And you don't want it all burnt up. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I would prefer it not burnt up, but it's also fire resistant wood. So it probably won't get burnt up, right? It'll probably just get like
Mhm.
charred or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I really don't have an expertise with like fire resistant wood. Most of the wood that I work with is extremely fire
Mhm.
proficient. I don't know what the word
Yeah.
is. Anywho, just in
Mm.
case.
Well, I think definitely good wood to have. I feel like you make something really cool out of that wood if that worked out.
Yeah,
You think I should plant a
I'm
bean
hoping
under the
we
tree?
can get. Oh yeah, we do have beans. We could just see what happens with one of the beans,
Yeah, a
don't we?
pyramid comes out.
Yeah, yeah. 60-foot pier would work, but
If a
also the
pyramid comes
beanstalk
out,
would work. Yeah.
technically,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a couple. Technically, we wouldn't be hurting the tree if a bullet or a bullet
Yeah, she can.
destroyed
Yeah,
the
then
tree. So
Uni can fight the bean. You know.
yeah, you know
Or
what? Let's call that option B2, because that sounds pretty good.
yeah. Well, we're definitely not gonna do anything until after we sleep, anyways. But it's just gonna be out there as an option.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I'm suddenly feeling like I am not well equipped to do any damage whatsoever to this tree. If it is resistant to
have-
both fire and
I have
piercing.
a hand axe, but I think I only have one. Oh no, I have two.
Well, yeah.
I could give you one of my hand axes.
I think you should have that because you can do better swinging two hand axes than I can.
But I have a
one.
shield, so
Gotcha.
I can give you
Yeah.
one of my hand axes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a hand axe.
Okay.
Yes.
I will take one off of my inventory.
I still have your carpenter's tools in my inventory just to keep track of them, but
I figured once we get to anywhere else, or we get to an actual solid plan, we will
yeah,
adapt around that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing any fighting until after we sleep. So.
Yeah, I feel like the unicorn's just staring at us as Spinch like just
Yeah.
like, kind of hands a hand axe. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, she is barely blinking. She's just like watching everyone in this moment. Pavel, your spell goes off. This is a ritual that was cast by many wizards to create a kind of permanent illusion here. That is also a physical manifestation. So once this illusion breaks, the physical environment will change to whatever they were hiding. Like a custom spell
Yeah.
that many wizards can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the power of friendship that.
Yeah. Power.
The last thing that I want to do is I'm going to just quickly as I'm ending my ritual, I'm going to pop over to Piggy's senses, just to know what the tree feels like. It's a tree, right?
Yeah.
It's the physical manifestation. That's what I expect.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know now. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like the bark is. You notice it's a very unusual bark. It's this like grayish black color, and it does seem like it's very. It's like almost like it's already been charred. Like it seems like it's very tough exterior.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to recall Piggy.
All right.
Come, Piggy. And then I kind of turn to the group. It's like, okay, well, this is, I mean, it is what we thought it is, and I don't think that I have a way to get through. And I'm just going to reiterate that there's an illusion here that has also created something that's physical, it's gone, just beyond the normal illusion. There's physical manifestations. This space is not what it seems, but it is also what it seems, and it seems what it is.
Should I reach out with my divine senses and check to see? And maybe it is evil?
I don't think it's evil. I think it's holding back evil.
Mm.
I mean, not whoever, the many whoever's that did this, they put a lot of effort into this.
Okay, so we feel confident there's like no way we're getting through without letting demons through. Is that where we're at right now?
I don't think there's any way we're getting through without undoing the spell. Which I think is done by taking out the tree, as we understand.
Right.
Because I can't unweave this.
Ooh, hang on. I want to do something. I would like to run up the tree, and I want to start looking for something.
Okay. Do an acrobatics
the
and then a
tree-
perception.
Okay.
Oh, can I help boost them up?
Advantage on your acrobatics.
Awesome. Advantage, and then acrobatics, maybe. And then you said perception too, correct?
Yep.
That's just normal perception though.
Yes. Still good.
Ooh, very
All right, you
good.
find. Well, what are you looking for? Just to make sure it's actually there.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking for seeds, I guess. I don't know how this specifically, like, it's not going to have like acorns maybe necessarily or things like
The
that.
pine
But would it
cone.
have would it have like
that.
a pine cone? Would it have one of those helicopter seed things? Anything
Like
like
a
that.
walnut, like a big bulbous green thing around
Does
the
it have
walnut
fruit?
shell.
Like what is how does this thing
Reproduce. Yeah.
Yeah. It is not in the description
Or I
of the
guess does
tree,
it?
so we can make it up. I will say it's like a walnut, but it's like hard as iron.
Okay.
You find one.
Can I collect? Technically, it would not. I actually yelled down to Uni. Hey, Uni, it's technically not hurting the tree if I just take these walnuts, right?
Do a persuasion check, pretty low DC.
Okay. Well, good news. I got a pretty low persuasion. 8.
That was enough. She agrees, but
Oh, good.
she says, "I'm watching. Just do as you said."
Okay.
All right.
And I'm just gonna grab. Yeah.
You can
Yeah, I don't know how many I collect. I'll collect as many as I can.
Yeah, I'll roll a d6. 3.
3 acorns from fire tree. Awesome.
That's good.
Or walnuts, excuse me.
Did we want to take a 5-10 minute break? Or probably 10. It's been a while.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
All right, 10-minute break. See you guys soon.
Well,
That.
I would say I would rather like we're playing a fun game and it's called we maybe have one turn, we maybe have two turns. But either way, after that we have a very angry unicorn coming at us.
Yeah.
So, uh I would rather have every single other person attacking the tree and me just kind of be the only one in
Ragdoll.
immediate danger for right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's let me take the hits for right now, and then we'll go from there.
So what started this conversation was Tamila has such shit strength that, and there are no finesse weapons that do slashing damage. I don't think.
Scimitar, but
that
You
Yes,
need
it's
a
scimitar.
Oh,
Like,
but
there's
we don't have
something we have one.
scimitars.
yeah, and that.
That like my D20 is gonna be +1. Like I get a +1. So I'm worried I'm not gonna be able to get through the tree's AC.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
fair.
and then also does 1d6 -1 slashing damage. So I'm debating like, can I be
Yeah,
more
so
useful
you're
elsewhere? Can I like maybe protect, or can I like help you? Can I like give you advantage on your attack rolls?
I'm
Is
back.
that like more useful?
Welcome back.
do you do you have I don't know. I know rangers have some of these, but I don't know what you have prepared. And I guess we're sleeping. I don't know if we're doing a long rest or not. If we are
Yeah, we're
doing a
gonna
long
go.
rest, could you do you have like entangle or anything like that that can
Don't. I took Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
I
not
have
gonna help
web.
us here, unfortunately.
If we long rest, I can web, and I am also thinking of taking even longer than 8 hours and being able to transcribe Dragon's Breath into my spellbook.
So fire bad. It's resistant to fire.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be fire.
Yes.
It can be
Oh, that's
lightning,
right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
acid.
Because Dragon's Breath can be any.
Very
It
cool.
can be acid or lightning. I forget what the exact wording is, but I know there's a bunch that you can be.
Lightning's
Yeah.
probably best.
That'd be
for a
cool,
tree.
yeah. Be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really cool, yeah. So the gracious DM did let me know it is actually weak to slashing. It's not just that it's not resistant, it's actually weak to slashing.
I'm glad that
I-
tree stats
I-
are real to like real
Uh,
life. Like that makes sense logically. Like cats not having vision doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, some of these things.
So
yeah, but this actually makes sense.
Mhm.
Can Pavel make me a scimitar? Is that a thing Pavel can make? He's conjured other items.
How big? Can you conjure?
I can create
What's the limit?
I mean, I'll just put it up. I can create a scimitar. If the scimitar takes any damage, it disappears. But I don't know if using the scimitar and attacking with it will do anything. Well, will mean that it's taking damage.
DM, you want to share your ruling on that, or we have to find out during combat?
Because Pavel would know, I think. So just reading it, just make sure I don't betray the text at all. Yeah, I think you could do one weapon with this because it says if you use this feature again, the first item goes away. So
Yep.
if you do, you can allow
I
one
don't have
weapon.
any.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be like an extra crowbar somewhere that just disappears.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's been more than an hour, anyways. Wherever that crowbar is.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would actually really help because I can attack with one scimitar, and even if I'm like really bad at my offhand or I'm doing something else like bonus action, I can heal you all with my bonus action. Then can I heal you all? I think I have to touch you to heal you. Yeah,
if you have
never
cure
mind.
wounds, it's touch. Yeah.
Yeah, cure. Yeah, touch. Yeah. But it was the and that's also an action, not a bonus action.
Mhm.
Dang, I picked the wrong one.
I-
not the good
I'm-
healing spell.
I'm also looking through my inventory, and there is an option. Let's call it BC or B3, which is we could just unfold the boat on top of the tree and see what that does.
I feel like that's gonna damage
'Cause
your
I'm pretty
boat,
sure-
though.
But
I
that's
don't
wood
wanna-
on wood.
It probably is, but again, if we're looking for a lot of damage all at once, dropping a boat on somebody will do that.
I think we
So,
need it though.
Oh, yeah, I want to keep
I
the boat.
agree. I think
We're gonna need it when we get to hell.
yeah, we'll keep the boat. I think the beans are the better option of just
So,
hoping that we can get
I have a
sickle out of the
thing.
beans.
I'm gonna post in chat,
Okay.
Roll20 chat. We could, but this would either have someone believe this is the real plan. Like this is out of character talk, but like so we would have to fool one of us in order for them to believe it to persuade Uni, or someone would have to deceive, and we could like go somewhere, and then she would have to make her way back while the person's attacking. But she would need to have my dimensional shackles on because she can teleport. She told us that. So if she notices something's wrong magically, that way she can't teleport immediately to the tree. She would have to like run there. So that would give us some time.
Well, wait, so this says the candle of tomorrow, from 1 minute to 24 hours, each willing creature vanishes.
Yeah, so like one person would stay and then everyone else would go with Uni and
But
convince her.
it's not like it goes anywhere, right? You just poof out of existence and you poof back in tomorrow.
Yeah, so the idea would be, say, for instance, Spinch uses candle right now and says like 3 hours, and then you guys take Uni elsewhere for like 2 hours by deceiving her or persuading her or something, and then have her put the shackles on. Spinch would start attacking the tree, and then if she feels that magical sense to protect, she wouldn't be able to immediately teleport back to the tree. She would have to run because or break out of the shackles. So that gives the person by the tree time to attack.
Or if she was willing to disappear for 24 hours, she could disappear.
Yeah, I was about to say, technically, though, that might be breaking her bias because she's willingly not protecting the tree.
Yeah.
Not if we don't tell her what the
And
candle
that's
does.
why I was asking questions. That's why I was asking so many questions about the wording, because I think if it was something like, it just needs to act in the tree's best interests or things like that, we can make some arguments around that. But I think if we say, hey, why don't you go away, he's gonna take 24 or whatever the amount of geas damage and be unconscious for a long time.
Okay, but what if we lied to her? What if we said, hey, we think this candle might break your geas and return you to your home plane. You just have to be willing to go when you disappear. And she's like on board for disappearing, and the candle works, and she just poofs out of existence for 24 hours, and we lied to her about what would happen, but she was still willing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that could work. DM, question about this candle tomorrow, because I don't know if I see it in here in the wording, but if the person who uses it, does it end specifically with their stated time, or can they choose at any point within that time to reappear? Like, must the time period happen?
Yeah, the time period has to happen.
Has to happen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it's not like she could feel the tree being attacked and then decide to come back.
Right. Yeah, she'd be completely unaware of its surroundings and can't perceive.
Okay.
I like this a lot. I mean, use up our candle tomorrow, which is kind of not.
But that's why we bought it.
But yeah, we bought it for stuff like this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We just need to.
I really like this. If we can just like be very clear about like not giving her any reason to think that this is going to hurt the tree, and just be like, hey, we are so certain this is going to like help you. You just have to agree to come with us. Or you have to just agree to come.
Yeah.
And not ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like this plan.
So who's the best liar out of all of us?
Yeah, it's gonna be a deception check.
Yeah. I
am bad at deception.
Pavel's measly +2.
It's better than Spinch's +1.
My +0.
And I mean, with help, there's advantage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we can do for help.
Vin, what's your deception?
Adam said be right back in chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I missed that too. It's probably low. I'll check for you.
Do we think
not calling him out or anything?
Do we think the uniform
Vin's
can be a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw?
wisdom saving throw. I feel like unicorns are probably wise.
Yeah.
They're like they're
You could
magical wise
try
entities.
it though. Is that like command
It's-
or something?
Charm person to get advantage on the deception.
I feel like
I mean, if
It's
both of
probably
you are
won't-
lying, we could use one person's deception. Or if all of you are lying, we could use one person's deception with advantage.
Does anyone have oh well that would give us an advantage, never mind. No double
feel like-
advantage.
if the deception fails, we could still try to persuade her to come.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it would
That's
still
true.
be like one instance of psychic damage, but like in exchange, you will be free. Like we were 100% promising to like free you. Probably be worth it because she doesn't want to fight us either.
No. And she's like stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not actually we're not lying. This could be persuasion because once she's gone, we would destroy the tree and then her geas would be set free. It would be broken, so
I don't know if anyone's
Technically.
persuasion is any better than our deception
I
in this
know.
group. But
Yeah, we don't have a charisma character.
yeah.
I think we never have charisma characters.
Oh, we
Be
got
a sorcerer or
Oh,
a
Rita.
bard.
Rita.
Rita, yeah, Rita.
Yeah, Rita's a bard.
But Rita's has other things that get in the way of that being useful.
Silliness.
Just a little bit, yeah. Sometimes. Rita's very... I do not want to say Rita's not useful. Rita's a very useful, awesome character. I love Rita.
Yes.
Okay, so I kind of want to move this from plan B3 up to plan like B1. If that's okay. I don't know why we went to a two system. Like the whole point of giving them letters.
It's been being silly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which I don't even know what plan A is. I think we
Are you
failed
still
plan
doing
A.
a
Plan
long
A
rest?
was
Yeah, plan A failed.
Yeah.
This was
like
yeah.
I think we're like hunkering down for a long rest at some point. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Awesome.
it's still early in the day, right?
Yeah, so it would be longer than 8 hours. You'd have to wait because of the 24-hour mark. I mean, Pavel can
Yeah, we
sleep
can just-
now,
I
but the
mean,
rest of you
well,
wouldn't get the effects
Pavel
of the
could
walk.
transcribe his spell.
I'm gonna transcribe. I need 4 hours and all of
Yeah.
my spell scribe materials to get Dragon's Breath, and that's what I'm gonna do.
We can maybe Uni will have like a level of exhaustion if we take watch and she feels the need to like stay up.
Mm.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, she's gonna have bad ability checks. That'll help.
That will help.
We need like the saving throws and the attacks and other things like
So we
that.
just gotta keep
Who's
this
gonna
going
camp
for a
out for
couple
2
days.
days? Yeah.
2 full days, yeah.
Mhm.
We can do it.
Maybe she had really shit sleep last night.
How did you sleep last
Already.
night, Uni? Does she sleep? Spinch is gonna ask her if she sleeps.
I'm checking now.
It's like a magical unicorn.
Yeah.
There are like a
feel
lot
like
of fake
most
creatures
things
that don't
need it.
sleep.
Yeah, but most
Yeah.
It's
things
like
need
that's
to
a
sleep.
canon thing. Like elves don't sleep and fae things don't sleep. But
Celestial?
things sleep.
Yeah, I'm not sure about sleep. I'm checking. They're like natural protectors, like their job is usually to be a protector, so I would think they don't sleep, but maybe they do.
It would make sense if she doesn't, though. I mean, unicorn.
Yeah.
There's no law on it. I think perhaps they are kind of like elves where they have a meditate for 4 hours situation.
Mm,
But they don't
half
fully
sleep, half
sleep.
awake.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like she can't do that and protect the tree is what I'm
Right.
sorry.
Yep. So just
I don't
depends on
think
how long you
I'm-
want to camp out.
I'm not doing anything while Pavel does this. I'm just waiting
Okay.
for time to pass. But
Yeah, so you have, gosh, it's probably, what did I say? It was 1 o'clock when you found this. So, you have, geez, like 16 hours to kill.
Cool.
So, what do you all want to do? Do you want to like do anything during this downtime?
I'd like
You
to
know,
explore and forage.
yeah, make a survival check.
I kind of think I want to forage too.
Okay.
God, what is up with my shit rolls today?
Do you want to tell
Nothing
Camilla
higher
what
than
you're
a
looking
10.
for?
Looking for the strawberries that we passed. I can't find my way back. Camilla, help!
Can I forage as well? Go out and
Yes.
forage.
Survival.
Okay, nope.
Oh no!
Wow.
Going
You
in
guys
circles.
actually, yeah, you get so lost that you lose where the illusion was.
Oh no!
So,
The tree.
yeah, you don't know
It's
how to
boost
get back
me
to
up.
the tree.
Spinach like boost me up a tree and we
Yeah,
like use that.
we'll have to
for the
redo it. Yeah.
So you actually spend 4 hours just like failing to forage and then coming back and
Oh,
finally
man.
making it back. But there's some bonding time there with you.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I would definitely. Spinch would ask for more information about Pavel's thing, because me as a
Mhm.
player, I know, and we don't have to RP because I know, but
Yeah.
he would just, ask for more clarification on what was going on, how you guys are feeling about it, what's like.
I think Tamila probably like legitimately doesn't know and probably a little bit wants to like respect Pavel's privacy a little
Mhm.
bit. And she missed on that anything weird was going on with the elephant, so she's kind of just I mean he's going through a rough time and probably best just to give him a little bit of space while he works through his shit.
Got you. Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. I feel like maybe it was only Eudora. Then who knew?
Yeah, Pavel opened up the most to Eudora, and now with her gone, he's gone down a dark road.
Oh.
Mm.
Gotcha. I forgot that it wasn't everyone who knew. All right,
Mhm.
good to know. Spinch will thank Tamila for the advice
Mhm.
and
I
just
Tamila
shares his
might
concern.
I might ask Spinch how he's doing.
Oh yeah. Spinch will be excited about all the things that have been happening with like his new powers and new connection and his new friends. And says, actually, I'm gonna roll just to see how much he's gonna open up here. Just a d20. Where? Come on, d20. Yeah, he'll open up to you. So he'll say he actually thought that your visit with your family at the zoo was really nice, and he never really saw that at the orphanage. And even in his normal life, he saw families walking around and stuff, but he never saw them in their home environment. So it never hit him that, oh, he's missing someplace to go home to. And like having a lot of family and like how fun it was at your zoo, he was just started imagining, oh, like, what about my family? And so he asked the people at Candlekeep if they could search, or if they knew a way to find who his parents might be, because it just triggered a bit of questioning in him.
Hmm.
And so he's had that kind of ruminating in the back, but it's been hard to think about that and all this crazy stuff that's happening. And he feels like he is trying to keep up with all the smart people in the group, but he's doing his best and wants to protect everyone, and he's very happy that you guys are his friends.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tamila will tell him that she's very happy that they're with him and friends too. When talking about like family, she'll tell him, like families look really different to a lot of different people, and lots of people, sometimes families and homes can look really happy but aren't. and other times they can look really sparse but are actually really happy. And sometimes you have to create those spaces. They don't just like. I really hope you find your parents bench, but it might not be exactly how you imagine it, and that's okay because we can work at things to make them better, and we can make new homes and things like that is also an okay thing.
That is very nice. Thank you, Camilla.
I'm also going to ask if he knows anything about Avernus or Hell or what he's getting himself into going through that tree. Like
Nope.
she studied with the Hill Riders for like years. Okay, she's going to give him like a little bit like a lowdown on like how dangerous it is and how like it's going to be kind of terrible, and just make sure he still wants to come a little bit. Like I mean, I know we're doing a really bad job foraging for strawberries, but like there are no strawberries in this place, like or
He'll be
any other
excited.
foods.
He'll be excited about the new things he'll find down there. He'll come up with a way to make it edible. he likes trying new things and recipes and stuff. So even though it's dangerous, nothing ventured, nothing gained. He'll say.
Okay, well, we're going to be a little cautious with what we put into the soup, but sure. It's a good attitude to have, I guess. All right,
Is,
one more treat. Boost me up.
Okay.
Close.
So cool. Does Ben want to do anything? We have 4 hours right now. Are you back, Ben?
You might be on mute if you're not.
I am back. I was on
Okay.
mute. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
I think Vin is trying very hard. Not like Vin currently doesn't have any projects because he kind of completed everything
Mm-hmm.
that he currently has wood for, and he is looking around at the tree that he really wants wood for, and basically is trying not to take anything from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
So he's
There's lots of
probably
birch
watching Uni.
trees. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's this is like going into like a
Like the
supermarket
red
and being like, you
button.
can take anything you want as long as it's not from the candy aisle.
You're
Like
right.
that,
Oh yeah.
his eyes are solely just on the candy aisle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that he's probably just watching Uni, who's watching the tree, who's watching Vin watch the tree and getting suspicious of Vin.
Amazing.
I would like to have a conversation with Uni.
Okay.
Uh, just trying to get into their mindset, I guess, and be like, hey, so I got a question. So I have these walnuts, right?
Yes.
And if I planted this and a tree grew, that would not be the tree, correct? Or would it be the tree?
That would not be the tree. That would be the tree baby.
Okay.
But it may not stay. If you guys are planning to take down this tree and the tree parent dies and the illusion is broken, is that walnut real?
That's a really good question. That's for the smart people to figure out. And by smart people, I do just mean Pavel pretty much, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But so, well, hang on then. So these walnuts are the tree then, because if this tree is all the illusion, and when the tree dies, the illusion goes away, and these go away, that would make these the tree. Yes?
I think. Wow, this is really philosophical. I think
Mm-hmm.
because it's like chicken and the egg and time theory, and I think
Time theory. Yumi says time theory.
Yeah. Yeah, Vin nods. Vin nods
Oh,
knowingly
God.
at time theory, but is gonna
So
struggle with
funny.
rhyming magic. Good job, man.
Wow.
and she's gonna like rant for a little bit about like the philosophy of like if the
Oh,
egg
that's
never
so
existed
good.
or the chicken never existed. And, like
Yeah.
That
I
is
guess
so good.
we'll never find out
This
though
whole
because you're
time
not
is
gonna break out
she's
the
just
tree.
yeah, obviously we're never gonna do that. Oh man, but man, that whole conversation would have been great to have if someone is trying to break down the tree, though, because you were really going in on that time theory stuff that I don't understand,
Well,
and
I have a
very
lot to think
distracting.
about, so I get philosophical sometimes. Sometimes it gets lonely here.
Mhm.
It's kind of nice having you around.
Oh.
So what? So let's say Pavel finds a way to break your thing, and you're no longer stuck here. Where are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go back to the Beastlands.
The Beastlands. Okay. Is that like the Feywild, or is there actually like a Beastlands that I don't know about?
There's actually a Beastlands. It's in the upper plains.
Hmm. Do you seem to have a very strong understanding of the plains. You ever come across a candy land of some sort? There's a whole plain of
No.
candy.
I've had very
Okay, you
tasty
sure?
candy in Mount Celestia. They have this thing called ambrosia, which is like the food of the gods, and it's the best tasting candy that you've ever had.
Well, I'm supposed to go somewhere else to give this stick to somebody. I'll put that one top of the list.
I
Technically
think the
after hell,
Feywild has
but
really good like fruits that are like candy.
yeah, I've been there. It's okay. Well, a little too many goat people for me, and also murderer, undead cannibal people as well.
Oh, those shouldn't be
So
there.
there's that. Yeah, we're technically not anymore, but it's 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 a it's a whole thing. Technically, I think Pavel owns them or something. I'm not sure.
He'll give like a really suspicious glance at Pavel. Like, is he a slave trader?
That is what it sounded like.
It did, yeah. I mean, kinda.
I mean, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, they're kind of indentured to him in this weird way, where like they owe him for not killing them, I guess. And I don't think they get paid really, and they're doing things I don't think they really want to do now. Uh,
You should tell him to stop that.
I don't know. That's just yeah. No, well, hang on. I'm not very good at the talking thing, and honestly, I'm not sure what Pavel's doing there anyway. That seems like some higher things. So, but if you wanted to talk to Pavel about it, I'm sure Pavel would love to have a conversation about his estate in the Feywild. He's very proud of it.
I'm sure, but I have to stay here.
Right. I mean, but you're going to see Pavel again. Pavel will be back
Yeah,
after
I'll
his
talk to
little,
him next time.
uh,
I think he looks
whatever
really
he's
busy
doing.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's doing his rhyming work. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just gives a nod. Just lays under the tree.
Uni just kind of lays beside you, but watching you. And watching
Yeah.
the surroundings.
Make sure that I don't
Yeah.
accidentally like just start picking up like
Mhm.
branches and just whittling.
Yeah. All right. 4 hours pass. Pavel, you have your spells done. Timil and Spinch come back, and if you wanted another short rest, you have it. And so now it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You have another 4 hours or so before you want to go to bed.
I think I'll start cooking for everyone.
I'm
Everyone gets angry.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Pavel could totally go to bed now.
Yeah. Just drops exhausted.
Mhm.
Good night, Pavel.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, I am making food. It's going to be
Lulu will
yummy.
ask to help.
No. Lulu, you can just relax. You will be dined.
Oh, you're so nice, Spinch. Thank you.
You are so nice too. Do you drink wine? We have lots of wine.
Ooh. Only a little, or I'll get drunk.
Okay. Uni, do you want some wine? Do you drink wine?
No, thank you.
Okay. I think
Alright.
you'll use some of the leftover meats and stuff and just cook everyone like a hearty stew.
Awesome. Yeah, you all enjoy
Make
a
like a-
nice hearty soup. Yeah, go.
A vegetarian portion for Uni, maybe?
Yeah, what does Uni eat?
Just vegetables.
Oh.
And some fruit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Vegetables
we
and
couldn't
fruit, but
forage
not
any
like
fruit.
dairy or meat. Yeah.
That's like all I have. I have bread. Will she eat bread?
Oh yeah, she'll eat bread.
And ginger? Doesn't seem very appetizing.
No.
I really
She's fine
wanted to
with the
forage
grass
for
here.
food
Yeah.
because how
I mean,
terrible.
while you start cooking, I can go try and make another forage attempt if you like.
Maybe take. Oh, I guess Uni can't go, even though we actually aren't doing anything.
I can take Shadow
You can go.
and Lulu if she wants.
I
Oh,
can
yeah,
help
maybe
because I can
Lulu.
fly high, so I could pick
Yeah.
fruit from the trees.
And she's been here for years, apparently.
Yeah, she can give you advantage on a survival check.
Okay. I'll do one more.
Okay.
15.
You definitely find that strawberry patch. You
Nice.
also find some apples, some squashes and pumpkins. And are you looking for animals as well? Because there are some like rabbits and birds that you could hunt.
I'm gonna avoid them. I think I'm looking for like wild onions and more like root
Yes.
vegetables and like the squash or like maybe like turnips, potatoes, or something like that. I don't know if any of those are wild. But
You definitely find wild onion. Yeah, I think the squash and the pumpkin is probably the only other vegetable that you find. You find some wild garlic as well.
I'll bring my haul back to Spin. She now has
Nice.
strawberries, apples, squash, pumpkin, onion, and wild garlic.
Cool. He will definitely make some more vegetarian friendly options as well.
There we go. Awesome. All right, so you all enjoy a nice meal. 4 hours into Pavel's rest, do you want to take a or set up a watch like you talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What is your order?
We can anticipate Pavel will be awake in a few hours, so we could probably each just take like normal watches, and then he'll be awake for the last one.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Who's up first?
Spench will go first.
Oh,
Okay.
I like
Finn
how
can go
there's
first.
there's like a socially acceptable amount of pause before you volunteer yourself, and it just happened to like
Yeah.
align perfectly. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care.
No,
Don't
it
either.
doesn't matter. It does not matter to me. If it's easier for you, you can go first, and I'll go second.
All right,
Sure.
we'll do that.
And
Yeah.
I'll go third. Yep.
There we go. Okay. All right, so you all fall asleep. Uni is laying down by the tree but awake, and is watching the entire time as well. Is there anything, Spinch, you want to do in your watch?
Yeah, I think Spench will try to reach out to Ilmater again and explain the situation and ask if he has anything that he can do, like in terms of just removing the geas in general. With those, I think it was remove curse or greater restoration or whatnot. So he'll keep praying, and then he also just in general just keep talking to him throughout the entire. Ilmater is kind of like, I imagine him the way Spinch is to be like an imaginary friend that he talks to.
Yeah.
Where he just talks about anything and everything.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's
do
it.
another religion and persuasion check.
Okay. Religion. Nope. Still great. Oh, okay. Well.
Persuasion's better at least. You feel like there's nothing in his power right now that he can give you, but maybe one day in the future he would have remove curse for you if you continued your belief in, the paladin ways.
Yeah, I'll sense his openness and take that with gratitude and be happy that like I sense something from him and just keep talking for the rest of my watch.
You feel almost like the invisible friend. You do feel like a comforting presence with you, like someone is listening.
Yeah. Yep, that's it for my watch.
right.
Should I make a perception or no? Okay.
If you want.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. You sense some of the nocturnal animals are starting to wake up. You hear the hooting of an owl in the distance, and Piggy, you notice, is feeling a little bit more energetic.
Cool. At the end of my watch, I'll walk towards Vin and what was it? Yeah, I'll say maybe I like curate some of the strawberries because I remembered he liked strawberry dipping sauce while I was talking to Ilmater during my thing, and I'll just kind of put that by his nose to try and wake him up gently. Vin.
Yeah, I think Finn would get
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Sort
your
of
passive
probably
perception
swattingly at
smells.
first, but then eventually. Yeah.
I made you some
Honestly-
strawberry dipping sauce.
Mm. Thanks. What do I dip into it?
Here. And he'll just hold out some bread that he got from his pack. For you to munch on.
All
Just a late night fourth meal snack.
Nice. Okay. I'm eating it. Have a good sleep.
Good night.
Anything you'd like to do on your watch?
No. I think I want to have a conversation with Uni if Uni's still awake, sort of. But I don't know if I need to make a perception check or not. I'm just kind of looking out.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, here, I'll do that real quick. Yeah. When goes over to Uni, you don't sleep at all, do you?
Sometimes I meditate. I find it quite relaxing and rejuvenating.
Oh, okay. What does that look like?
It's just like this with my eyes closed.
Oh, okay. That's nice, I guess. Do you not like do you not need to do it right now? Like
Well,
tonight?
I am feeling a bit tired, but unfortunately I'm compelled to keep an eye on all of you.
I mean, yeah, but no, you're compelled to protect the tree, and if we're all sleeping, obviously the tree is protected, right?
Yeah, but you're not.
No, I mean I'm not going to do anything right now. And like I said, you're just
Persuasion or
meditating, so you can
deception?
still hear us.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be persuasion because I think
Okay.
I'm trying for trust.
Mhm.
Even though Vin again, very little persuasion.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems about right.
Well, just in case, I don't know, you're possessed by some bad intention, I'll be here.
No, okay, I guess. That just means if something were to happen tomorrow, you're just gonna be unrested. So,
I'll do what I must.
all right,
Good night, Finn.
night. And I just keep on watch, but I'm very distracted by the tree and Uni constantly
Mhm.
looking at me,
Mm-hmm.
so I see very little.
All right, and then it's Tamilla's turn.
Does Vin wake Tamila up, I guess?
Yeah, I'll just gently go over to Tamila, probably curled up with Shadow, and we'll just poke at her a couple of times. Hey, it's time to get up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, she says, yeah, I'm up. Thanks. And she'll start her watch, and after a while, she'll also go over and she wants to talk to Uni.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hey, Uni, can I sit by you?
Tamilla?
Do you mind if I ask, Uni, were you part of the Hell Riders' attempt to go into Avernus?
No, but I was summoned here by some powerful clerics.
But it was afterwards.
Yes.
Did you serve the gods then? And their angels?
Yes, I loved being a rider for a good angel.
What was their name?
It changed. I had many angels ride me over the centuries.
Sounds nice.
Yes.
Mm.
I miss it. Mostly I just miss the forest, where I'm from. This forest is plain.
I'm sorry. We're going to try very hard to get you back there.
I'd like to. Unfortunately, a lot of you mortals, you end up quite mean.
What do you mean?
Well, I hear about these wars, and I hear about stealing and murdering and strife, and the devils are influencing you, and it's not good. Where I'm
No,
from,
I suppose it's not good.
it's free of all that.
What would happen if someone like that came to the place where you're from? Would they not be allowed there?
They would find it very unpleasing, and then surely one of us would probably seek them out and kill them.
Mm. Mm.
We will protect our lands. Thankfully, it's very, very rare.
Yeah. Well, that's good, I suppose.
Yeah, we don't like
Mm.
killing.
I feel like a lot of people don't like killing. Sometimes have to, anyways.
Yeah.
But not today, or not tomorrow.
I hope so.
Not if we can do anything about it. Mm.
You seem like you have a good connection with Shadow.
Yeah. I love Shadow very much.
That's very good. People that are kind to animals are the kindest.
Mm.
It's a good trait to have.
I suppose it is. Well, and
Plenty of
no,
rest. Nothing will hurt you here.
I'm glad. And Camille's just gonna like kind of lounge back. She's like probably just like sitting by her, but she's gonna stay there and not say anything for us to watch unless Uni talks.
Uni's just peaceful.
Okay. At some point she'll go and she'll wake up Pavel.
Pavel, you're finally not exhausted.
I'll say at some point, slightly before she wakes up Pavel, she'll spark the fire back on and put some of the leftover soup like to reheat it for Pavel because he's probably hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll go budge him awake. Hey, Pavel.
Around.
You have a
Hi,
good nap?
Stella. Well, I feel like it was more than a nap. Anything happen? I
No.
honestly, I feel so much better. You know
That's
how
what
like
sleep does.
sometimes you like sleep and then you wake up and you feel like you just woke up at the wrong time and it's like the worst and you just are like half a person? Like
Yeah,
right now,
sure, yeah.
I feel like I am two people.
You're like more than a whole.
How are you, Tamila?
I'm a little tired. I'm gonna go back to bed. But there's soup in the pot for you.
Oh, good.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna thanks Bench, he made it. I'm gonna go back to my cat. Pop down. Gently.
Aside from eat anything Pavel wants to do?
Yeah. Well, actually, she heated up the soup for me, but I want to ask: are there any just raw vegetables that had been collected that are still like just left out? Like maybe an onion.
Yeah, it'd be
Yes,
like
Finch wouldn't have used everything. He would have kept materials for later.
Pavel just grabs an onion and takes a bite out of it like an apple and puts it back down.
Just leaves a one bite onion on the...
Yep.
Nice.
It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Then
It's actually
Pavel,
like a
after having
medieval way of
his
like cleaning your teeth. Is like biting into
oh
them.
no, this is
I
he
know that's not what
he
you're
just
doing.
yeah. So the after that, Pavel will like wait a moment for to confirm that Tamila is gone back to sleep,
Mhm.
and then he'll look at Uni and kind of make eye contact with Uni and look over at Lulu,
Mhm.
and then he turns around from the camp and just starts walking into the woods.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go like 100 feet in the woods, and I'm looking for a spot that I know it's autumn, and so like there's falling leaves, but I want to find a spot where there is it's just as dark as it can be, so there's no starlight or moonlight coming through the canopy.
Yeah, you find like the roots of a fallen tree create almost like a cave type area because it's such a big tree
Perfect.
that you're able
Yeah.
to find some really dark place. I mean,
So yeah, Pavel, this is perfect. Pavel walks like into this gnarled, fallen over tree, and he just like stands there for a moment in the cool air, cool autumnal night. His new dark vision,
Mhm.
the eyes of the dark that he has, being the only way you can see out here.
Mhm.
And he's grinding his teeth for a moment. He's just staring into this system of roots. Do you listen? You hear me? I recognize now that I can't escape any of you, that I can't work outside of any of you, and that it was my folly to become so reliant upon your rival. So I would like to make a choice about who I work with and what I use.
You hear, or there's a whisper in the wind, and you hear, "Speak my name."
I am so sorry. I started freaking out and I didn't hear what you actually said.
Speak my name.
Shar.
You sense in the shadows that the shadows around you deepen, um, and you see only two large black eyes um, before you. Do you wish to be free of her influence? Do
Free
you
of her.
spurn Mistra?
Free of her influence, free of her fickle nature, free of her ego. I spurn Mistra.
You have much grief. Do you spurn your grief? I can make it better. I can free you of this chain that holds you back.
Pavel is going to take a moment to stop and think of Lulu, and then of his dream. The last moment that he saw of his mother's face before she polymorphed and flew into the sky, chased by an army of fire monsters. And then he thinks of Eudora standing, calling him back the second time, and the failure, the regret, the waste.
I can ease these pains. Will you let me?
And he thinks of Tamila and Spinch and Vin. He just like nods, and there's tears welling in his eyes.
You feel
Yes.
a shadowy hand wipe the tears from your eyes. And the memories of your dream, of your parents, are transformed into memories of parents that passed away peacefully when you were young. You still remember your time in the orphanage, but it was fun. You were well cared for. You met your friends. You never betrayed Rolf. You never took a bribe that was for evil purposes. They were all for silly things like, letting someone walk into town with too many cabbages per the law, or things like that. And you remember that Rolf just simply got a promotion and you didn't get to see each other anymore, and that's why you're drifted apart. And you don't remember Eudora sacrificing herself for you. You just remember that she also just died peacefully, and that she just you had a really good. You were able to say goodbye to her, and it was a nice moment before she had passed away, and you feel lighter and stronger. All of your spell slots have returned back to normal.
He just breathes in the night air. Kind of smiles.
Seek out my temple in El Terrell.
I will. Thank you.
These shadows revert back to their natural state, and you don't see the eyes or the hand anymore.
Pavel just sort of like looks around in the darkness and the gray scale all around him, and kind of hums a little tune as he starts to walk back, a little bit of a skip in his step.
Make a survival check to find.
Oh my god.
-1.
This is so funny.
It's not disadvantage.
Wow. Oh my god.
The rest of
This
you
could
wake
not
up
get
and
any
Pavel
better.
is not there.
Oh my god. Wait, before we go any further,
Yeah.
who was this deity that you said? What was the name?
Shar.
Shar.
Shar. Okay.
Shar.
Thanks.
I
Shar.
think it's a goddess of darkness.
Cool.
I think she's actually the third ever goddess. I think she's the twin sister of light, and they were the first two goddesses created out of the ether.
Wow, look at you, Miss Lore, pulling that out. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, sister
I
to
also-
Seluna. Yeah.
I also think that when the two twins fought each other, Shar was wounded, and the wound somehow created life or magic or maybe something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been a little while, but yeah.
I don't see Pavel anywhere. Pavel! Did you see Pavel?
He walked away.
He looks concerned towards Camilla and Vin.
Yeah, Tamil will get up and look at the pot of uneaten stew and weird ass onion, and she's gonna start looking for footprints, and she's gonna go try to find Pavel.
All right, survival.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Does anyone
So
else?
bad.
I haven't seen Camilla in a long time, Vin.
Is Shadow helping me?
Alright.
Yeah, you can do a speak with animals or an animal handling to have Shadow
Oh my God.
help.
I'll go with Vin so that we don't get lost together. But I feel like we go out,
I
right?
don't know. I feel like you try to convince Vin to go out.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm doing pretty all right just here. This, yeah, I think one of us needs to stay here in case they come back. Then
Oh,
we
that's so
keep
true.
everybody here.
That's actually very
So
true.
how about this? You go see if you can find Tamila or Pavel or Shadow, and I'll stay here and we'll collect everybody here.
Lulu says she'll
Okay.
help you, Spench.
Perfect. Okay, advantage, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
There you
Oh,
go.
cool.
Yay!
All right.
You're
I
able
round
to
up everyone, please.
round up. Yes, everyone bring them back to the tree. So yeah, it's a little it's like 8 a.m. now after wrangling everyone.
So funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Pavel seems in a brighter mood.
You look so much better, Pavel. Did you have a good night's sleep?
I had a nice walk in the forest. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy. How are you, Spinch?
I am good. I was concerned that
Oh,
something happened to you in the forest.
Your ill matter. Here, let me. Why do I have these? And I start to unwrap the cords,
Mhm.
and I take them off, and I say, "You should have these."
But I have cords, and he'll hold out his wrists.
Okay, but I mean, maybe you want more. I mean,
Well, if you don't want yours, okay.
great.
He'll take them. Spinch doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh boy.
Sorry, I should have been muted. Sorry.
Wait, do Tamila and Vin know anything?
They don't. I think
I-
Pavel
Wait, so-
discussed it. You
No.
might have noticed it.
Well-
I think Vin would have noticed they were new, for sure. With your
And
passive.
Tamila
Yeah.
also remembers talking about when it happened because he like bolted up from like a dead state. in
Yeah,
front of her
he
and,
was-
like had
yeah.
him on. Like, it was like a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I had a question and I lost it though. But are we there? Are we present? Or did,
Yes,
like, the
everyone's
Spinch
at the
find-
yeah, everyone was around, yeah, when
Oh, sorry, my question. So you narrated that Pavel's memories changed. Did our memories change?
Nope.
Nope. Gotcha. Cool. Cool. That's gonna be awkward if he ever goes to talk to Rolf now. Hmm.
Yep.
So if I see Pavel trying to give up his cords, I'm gonna be like, "Are you sure Eudora wanted you to have those?" I thought.
Oh, I don't think so. No, Spin should have them. He's close to ill matter. There are symbols of ill matter. He'll be able to use them better than me. Spinch is very capable.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pavel. I didn't know that those were Eudora's. I don't want to take that away from you. I have my own, see? It's okay. It's only if you don't want them.
I don't think I need them anymore. I think that you should have them.
Okay, then I will take this gift of yours that was previously Eudora's with all of my heart. Thank you so much. And he'll go and hug Pavel.
I hug him back. Kind of happy.
Weird.
this is actually a very interesting moment because everyone is always so kind to Pavel, and this is the first time that Pavel feels like he's one of the first times that he feels like he's actually helped someone and done something and given a gift to someone. And so he's just kind of like, yeah, he just, it takes a second for him, but he like wraps his arms around Spinch, and I think that you've hugged before because Spinch is a hugger, and Pavel has hugged you back, but in a very just okay, let's get through this kind of way.
Yeah.
This time it's a real hug. Get a
Oh,
real
that's
hug
so
back from
nice.
Pavel.
Yeah, Spinch loves that. He'll hug even longer and harder. You seem so happy and so rested, Pavel. It's very nice. Maybe these woods are very good for you.
Maybe. And I will just point out that like Pavel, he looks brighter in terms of his emotional state, but he is still like gaunt and pale and
Yeah.
maybe clammy.
His demeanor, I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The demeanor is everything.
He's a happy
Yeah.
boss right now.
Happy goth. Funny.
Okay. Do you want to set up anything before we call it a night?
I think we enjoy planning so much at the beginning of our sessions that whatever we discuss now will have to be rehashed out next time anyway.
That's fair too. Yeah. So we could call it.
That is 100% true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could
this is
call it a
perfect.
night. Think about how you want to handle the tree situation.
Oh
Uni
boy,
does have a
that
level of
works out.
exhaustion, so that affects
That
a little
will
bit.
help.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully she rolls low for the candle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully she listens to us first, right?
Yeah, you'll need the high rolls. Persuasion
Yeah.
or deception. Yeah.
Well, she should. Yeah, I was going to say she'll have disadvantage at least, so that helps.
It
Yeah,
does.
She's
on
exhausted.
Yeah.
insight.
But we gotta roll good.
I mean, maybe that also gives her a -5 to her passive. Ooh.
-10?
Who knows?
20? Yeah.
Well,
You know, maybe she just auto fails. You know.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
We're just so
sorry.
charismatic.
You all hit level 5. Congrats.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
I forgot we just did a long rest.
New plan. Sun forever.
Yeah.
Sun forever, guys.
Yeah, now you'll have lots of new stuff to use.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm gonna stay on a minute and try to go through the character mancer because I will forget and not do it till next time.
Yeah, I am.
Same.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, we can just do it right now.
Mhm.